Now can you guys hear us?
Hello, hello, hello. Hello.
Now can you guys hear us?
Really? You're gonna say it like that?
Hit continue. Yes, yes, yes. Woo, 3 yeses in a row.
That's it. I fixed it, guys.
You did nothing. You just like threw the phone at me and was like, Val knows the deal. We women do everything.
Right?
Gosh, no offense, guys, but sometimes you're helpless. Unless I need like something mechanical done, like a light bulb or I don't know, painting.
You get literal light bulb mechanical.
Kind of. I mean, I can't reach, so I'd have to get the ladder out, and then I have to unscrew the bulb. When you could just do it for me.
Yeah. No machines or equipment involved.
Yeah, but there's a ladder involved. Don't question me, Doom.
Just go with it, okay?
Just go with it. There you go.
Accept it. Fine, it's your stream.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so everyone can hear us. Yay! FL Rebel says we had it fixed. All right, so what plinth are you on, bud?
Who?
You.
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. 4, maybe? I don't know.
How far is everybody going? Tell us in the chats how far you're going. What do you think you're gonna go for?
I'm gonna grab a Skullnar.
For free, or are you gonna? But
For whatever. I mean, I'm gonna get enough of the stones, I'm sure, to do level 8. So
what would you recommend for people out there? High level, low level, mid level? Do you think they should go for this conquest?
Do whatever you want. I think they said Thorg is the biggest boost for next event. Fighting with a paladin is atrocious, but if you're into that and you want to level him before next week, that's going to give you the biggest boost for the next event. And if the leaks are true, next event is a Void Titan, and it's not any good. It's not a good. It's equivalent to Anubis, which is not any good. So whatever. You got to make your own decision on that.
What are you guys doing? Val, how far are you going?
I'm going to try to finish. I'm not spending anything. I'm just getting like the warp stones from the battle drops. I told Tox that I would do this, and he's like, reserve 20 hours.
How long did it take, or did you not finish it yet?
No, of course she's not finished. She's grinding.
Well, it's possible. Is it possible to finish free to play on day 1?
No.
No?
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm only on. I just started level 6.
Wow.
That's not
like
bad,
it.
actually. That's more than halfway on day 1.
Yeah, but you're gonna want your focus not to be the plinths, but rather the triple battle drops, because that's gonna do more for you in the long run than a Thorg or a one-off relic.
Yeah, I'm doing the battle drops mostly because I have so many relics I need to level, and it's been great for that.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's the bad, like everyone, because I've always like sped to do it. And everyone's like, you need to take advantage of the battle drop. So I'm doing it this time, which Legends is perfect for. Like, even the cap, like the 1 stone cap. In lower leagues, it's hard to find someone, that's active enough to keep going back and forth. And I've done it most of the day with different players. It's been great.
Yeah, that's like interesting that you say that, because I was watching like a video Vintage put out today, and he was like saying like how great it is to do events in Legend League, and like I've been in Legend for what seems like years now, and so I'm like kind of curious, like what is the difference between Legend and other leagues?
I think there's more PP in Legend leagues.
It is. So lower leagues, because I've done a conquest like in Platinum. I've done it before in like even Elite and Champions. And there's just a lot of players don't know that. So like even if they see it like undefended, they cap it and then they defend it.
Wow.
So you're taking the time to like explain to them what it is and how it works, and then by the time you do that and you find someone to like go back and forth with, they're not active enough to where like when they run out they refresh. So they just stop, and then you have to find someone else. So it takes here. There's like so many people doing it that I haven't had any issues. I can just continuously play if I wanted to.
Yes, it's like mature players in Legend League.
What league did you say that was in?
It is. It's totally different.
What you just described? What league did you find that in? Masters or champs or?
Platinum, and I think it was either elite or champs. I don't think I've done a Conquest and Masters yet. But even like
Masters, there's a lot of people that won't, even for events, they'll fully defend their lands, but they'll want to hit your ping pong lands. And then when you enter Garrison, they're all butthurt about it.
Right, we do find that a lot too. Like a lot of in like the lore, like here, everyone has their land set to ping pong lands, and it's not a big deal. And I mean, everyone helps each other, but in lower leagues, it's like they don't do that. They're highly defended. They have spells, and you try to explain to them, and it's like a whole new concept. Like people actually do that, and it's like, yes, we do.
Yeah.
So it's different,
Yeah, I guess you get a lot of players that are still growing at that point, so they're trying to feed off of those resources.
Right. Yeah, they don't fully understand like the concept of helping each other out and stuff like that. So Legends League has been really good for this. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten this far without spending in the lower league at all.
Yeah. Oh shit. I lost the game. What's going on with your team? You guys are in demotion. You guys are dropping down, or are you gonna try and stay?
No, we're gonna drop down. We'll drop down next season and do a Masters push, and then I'm not sure if we'll go back to Legends after or where we're gonna go.
Okay.
But we'll definitely be spending more time in Legends. We've tested it and we're able to farm here. I mean, I think everyone's had a really good experience here, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, last week you guys were absolutely crushing it.
Last week was so much fun. We were ranked 10, but we had a scrimmage with the team, and they got another team involved, so we actually ended up demoting both teams.
Oh man. Damn. Yeah, I saw you guys play it. I was like, holy crap, these guys are crazy.
Yeah, they went from level 16 to level 27.
There you go.
It was great. I loved it. So.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Well, it's always fun when you're winning.
It is. The team did great. We had we had a lot of fun, which is always good, right? Team builds team spirit.
Yeah, totally. In my opinion, when you're warring is really the only time in the game when you're actually going to have fun, because events are not fun, grinding PP lands are not fun, getting a season reward is not fun, but when you're warring a team and you best them, that is fun.
It is, and it's always good to see what the team can do, where they're at, what level they're at. And then if it's a personal, this one was personal for me, especially. So seeing what the team was doing, it was like, yes. I mean, it was even more fun. But you're right, because I think just rating and events, it kind of gets a little boring because it's the same thing. But when you're going up against a team, you don't know how strong they are, and it's fun.
Yeah, no, totally. Dina was hitting some...
It's D.
D was hitting some castles the other day as somebody was attempting to bubble her, and she got the first one. Then she got the second one, and then she started freaking out, oh my God! Should I go for a third one? And and they're she's saying her heart is beating in her chest and stuff, and she ended up getting 4 castles to the one bubble that was given to her, and then I was see, That was fun, right? You know,
Yeah, it
you actually had
was.
an emotional response to the game as compared to just like mindless, grinding lands with no defenses. So that's the fun part of the game.
It was super fun.
It is fun, especially like if you can beat a garrison before they beat yours, or how many you can get in, and
Yeah, that was super exciting for me. I mean, I've never gotten 4 before with like to 1 attack. It was super fun. Like, I really had a good time.
Right.
Yeah, it was like a huge, exciting thing.
Like an
for
adrenaline
her.
rush, and it was just super fun. And I could totally see how people get like really into the game, and how like really like things get heated pretty quickly, and they talk smack at global, and people get excited very quickly, and the whole land attachment syndrome and all this stuff, because it's easy to get roped in.
It is, yeah.
What's even better is getting hate messages from people because March hit 4 or 5 garrisons when someone's trying to bubble. They're like, bro, what'd you hit my garrison for? Sorry, you're just a casualty.
Just a casualty.
So
Appreciated with that team.
I just want to read
I
the
got
chat.
my garrison hit for a bonus cap land by someone last season.
Say what?
Yeah, someone posted a bonus cap land, and I capped it without like realizing who it was. And I sent a nice message hoping that I wouldn't get my garrison in. And like they're like, he's gonna hit you, and I'm like, no, he's not. I sent a nice message, and like a second later, my garrison's on fire.
What did he say before?
That sounds like a monster.
What did he?
Really?
What did he say before he hit you?
We tried to tell her he's going to hit your garrison. I don't care how nice your message was.
And he said cheers, right?
He said cheers. I was like, cheers.
Hey, I let you keep the land, right? But I got to get that VP back somehow.
You did.
All right.
And I was like, they're like, did you see who you hit? I'm like, no, I just went with what was posted. And I looked at the name, I'm like, oh, jeez. Is that who I think it is? And they're like, yeah, you're going to get hit.
It's MC
And
Hammer.
I was like, I'm going to send him a nice message. And they're like, nope, he's still going to hit you. And I'm like, but it was super nice.
Yeah, it's all in good fun. You could hit me back. It's no problem at all.
It doesn't take much to hit someone's garrison. I mean, you can just be friends with somebody and bubble them just for the sake of doing it.
I know. My first season in Legends, I within an hour, Doom hit my garrison just to say hi.
So I'm just gonna stop you guys for 1 second. I just want to read a couple of things. So we have 21 people watching, and Kool-Aid says, "Is that Drum attacking and D streaming? The attacks look really fast. Looks like Drum."
Yeah, this is Drum, and oh god, I'm opening all sorts of crazy stuff.
What are you
This
doing?
is Drum on Drum's account, so.
Michael Marlowe said, "Wow, she is streaming." Yes, I am. What's up, guys? Hello, Michael. Tag says hello. Snot Chunks, hi. What's going on? Kool-Aid says, "Legends is great for..." Whenever I say it, I always chuckle a little, either outside or inside, but there's always a little chuckle out of my... What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Oh, it's delayed. Okay. So Kool-Aid says, "Legends is great for 3 stone PP. Masters is better for 1 stone PP. VP and XP boost seems to make people focus on 3 stone in Legends."
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, some weeks, the 1 stone PP seems like that's what everybody's doing. This week, it doesn't really seem like 1 stone PP is predominant. It seems like people are just kind of rated.
Well, I feel like the way that Legends has become over the past 3 weeks, I mean, you really have to push VP. Last week, I think, was the 3rd week, and it actually exceeded the numbers that it took to stay in Legend League. Exceeded the numbers that it was to get into Throne Wars.
Yeah, well, it keeps going up, right?
Yeah, every week it keeps going up.
Yeah, I mean, also they made the change where you're getting more XP per raid, so that may affect people's decisions on how they approach doing the. I mean, personally, I don't do the undefended cap PP thing. It takes too long. I'm not into it. You got to find somebody. I just like stomping lands. I don't mind spending the 3 stones. I get the Titan XP. I get the resources, and I get VP for the team. So that's my preferred method.
Too, because I got to forge all these relics, and plus I got Titan fusion on Monday.
Yeah.
I need it because my resources are so depleted from the war this week.
Yeah, man. A good war will do that to you.
So, I Touch Master says, great to see you guys streaming. I can listen while I play instead of that crazy music. What crazy music?
He's probably listening to crazy music.
Okay, how far are you guys going? I want those. I want Thorg. I've never had him. So, it sounds like...
He's not that great, man. I'm going to be honest with you. He was awesome. He was...
Be positive.
He was the top Titan. I actually remember a point in time in the game when I could not beat a Thorg. And, that was a long time ago. And unfortunately, his best days are behind him. But, I mean, if you need he's a Pantheon Titan. And I feel like these new, or not really these new, but these Conquest events, they're kind of going to give us the Pantheon Titans, old Titans that are not really that good anymore. But if you're trying to complete the Pantheon you need, I feel like that might be the direction they're going with this whole Conquest thing.
I don't know that I agree with that. Why would you say that?
What do you mean? Because the Conquest is an event that you can actually free to play it.
Do you think they'll ever make Conquest Alliance rewarded?
No, I don't think so, and I actually wouldn't like to see that at all.
No?
I prefer they just keep it the way it is, because now you're going to put an emphasis on the plinths if you go Alliance. When, some people just want to grind battle drops, maybe do a couple plinths, grab the portal stones, and keep going. You change the entire dynamic of the event if you make it an Alliance event. And now suddenly the focus is on doing plinths, which are awful.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to, an Alliance, it's just going to make it more competitive and more team minimums, and it's just going to make the whole process more grueling than normal.
Yeah, man, and this is the best event because you can just chill and just do 2,000 battles if you want to, and upgrade an insane amount of relics and Titans. You don't have to even worry about what the few rewards are at the plinths.
Yeah, and then there's not that pressure of trying to get into a top 100 or top 50 to try to get a second version of a highlighted Titan and whatnot. That's their choice. But yeah, I'd rather them just keep it the way it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. I like it as a solo event. I like, my choice. I can grind. I can not grind,
So, just to go back a little bit, I Touch Master, oh no, the brain says, what's up?
Sure.
Hello, we have 25 people watching. The brain says, that's a spirit drum. Don't care what kind of land. Just go balls deep on whatever land is available.
That's it. I'm in.
Veronic says, what a D and Derm. He said, seem Derm Conquest streams. Hashtag so lucky.
Mm-hmm. It's MC Hammer now.
On Derm's account, Veronic. Toriel says, hey D, I'm just watching the NBA finals to go Toronto. I'm
still waiting for that huge video that you were going to post of all the divine gem pulls.
He ran out of memory while he was pulling, and he didn't get the whole video.
I don't know.
It didn't save.
That's a good excuse.
Yeah, right. He just didn't want to show us.
I don't know if I believe it.
Go ahead, dude. You're going to tell him.
I was going to say, speaking of divine gems, I think you should make some pulls.
Oh man, my pull's been I got 200 divine gems, man.
Dude,
my pull's been
divine
terrible.
Gems burn a hole in his pocket.
Absolutely, I pull every time I hit 500. I pull.
He went on our mini one day and pulled all the gems. There was none left.
Yeah, I can't hold on to this
and
stuff.
I was like, I thought we were gonna do this together, and he was like, I don't know what happened.
It's like an addiction or something, man. I can't hang on to this. It's terrible.
Tell him what you did tonight.
So Talks and I were on Discord before the stream started, and Talks, he's a little instigator, right? He likes to, talking and making bad decisions all the time. So he was like, "Hey, dude, let's make some DG polls."
Yeah.
Screw it, why not? So, yeah, why not, right? So I did one, pulled the Divine Touch, did a second one, pulled a Night Whisperer.
What?
Yeah, got 2 in a row, and he was like, good God, man. It's like, no, I gotta do pulls.
Oh, no.
So he did 2 pulls, and he got 2 5-stars in a row.
Shut up, man.
He did.
What the?
And a Stormbreaker, then he got a Divine Touch.
That is unbelievable.
Are you serious? I gotta do a
God, I wish I had gems to pull right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I was still missing the champion 5-star. That's the one I was trying to go for, but I'm not going to complain for it.
Yeah, man, no, man. It's great.
That's awesome. Congrats. Both of you. Yeah.
I'd give you some champion 5 stars if I could. I've got just like insane amounts of them.
What do you need? Because I got multiples of everything else.
I don't need anything. I don't have any of the Guardians, but I don't really care to have the Guardian ones, so,
That's where I'm at, too. That's the only one I'm missing.
Way
Yeah.
to brag, Drum. Thanks for making me feel good.
Yeah, everything else I'm loaded up on, but no Guardians, and that's fine. They're coming out with a new Guardian one, and hopefully I'll get that.
So
And
hold on, we're a little behind here.
I imagine it'll be a troop buff too, because they're not going to come out with the same Titan buff Guardian 5-star. I can't imagine that would be a thing.
Man, I've got 3 copies of the Guardian 5-star, and I fused one away in last Conquest. I was so tired of seeing those things.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So Toriel says 8 minutes until the game is done, and then I will begin my conquest shift again. Pharaonic says, I hope so, Drum. Pantheon Titans for collectors and new players. 3-star drops for higher end players.
Yeah, man, that's the way it seems to be, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind that at all. My Pantheon's done, but I prefer they put these junk Titans. And I mean, Skolnar is nice. I don't think he's very good right now. I have what maybe some would say is the perfect Skolnar, and I put him on a VP land, and he always gets beat. He never defends anything at all. So I don't think he's really a good Titan anymore. But I do like that they're putting these old Titans that I don't really care about in this event, so I can really just focus on the battle drops. Like, it was real nice last time. I didn't care about battle drops at all. This time, it feels the same. I'm going to go to 8 just to grab a Skolnar and, an epic token, because they're changing the epic token altar for next week. But there's no reason to go any further than that. And I've been burned way too many times with those Echoes of War, where I think I've learned my lesson not to bother with it.
The brain says...
Yes, you just use it for fortune food.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, the forge is not worth the amount of work you have to put in to get it.
The brain says they should just make summoners, sorcerers, and X skill titans 5-star titans. So these weaker 4-star titans have their proper place. Gaming with Toriel says, I'm so jealous of your divine Earthshaker. I am dying for one. Pharaonic says, I fully agree with the Derm.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what he was talking about because I'm behind, but Kool-Aid says definitely going for level 8. Nothing wrong with gambling for a unicorn Skolnar. Land a vendor, but nice to have.
Yeah, I saw somebody actually in the NTG chats. They got their Skolnar already, and they posted it. It actually looked pretty decent, man. He had Void, he had Lightning, and he had Physical, and those would be actually my preferred resist to grab. I can't remember what the other skills were. Yeah, I don't know if they were armor or health or.
They're making fun of us.
Oh, it was double melee. On top of that, so I was like, oh man, it looked like a great Skolnar. So there's possibility there.
So the brain said, Drum, what if I told you triple battle drops don't have to occur on Conquest?
Oh no, I know, man, I know. You hit the Panther PP Bonanza, and you can get those drops. But you got to have somebody that's really ready to party with you, and that's not always available.
So Veronica is asking if we're in the bathroom or cupboard, because I guess, is there an echo?
We're in our, I guess you would
God.
call it our dining room, but our dining room is open to our kitchen and our living room, so it's really just this giant room.
Tell us if you hear an echo. So Arch Nebula says, honestly, the same when it comes to divine gems. The Brain said, this ain't D attacking. Who's on screen?
It's me.
Extinction says he finished. Woo! Already. See, I told you some people finished. Now, are you free to play, or did you pay? That's a good question, right?
He didn't free to play it.
He didn't
Come
free
on.
to play it.
Guy gonna have to be a friggin' mutant.
Don't be judging. The Brain says, I know D's attacks. Arch Nebula says, drum. Kool-Aid says, at the Brain, drum is attacking. The Brain says, I'm not saying D is a bad attacker. Same just has a very particular attack style while on stream. That's because I'm playing the game, I'm looking at the screen, and I'm looking at him, and I'm drinking, and I'm not a multitasker. All he's doing is
Are
playing.
you drinking?
I'm drinking.
Drink.
You drink.
What the hell's going on?
The Brain says, plus, I do not hear Drum criticizing D's attacks every
Yeah,
2 minutes.
That is true. I am thinking that maybe we try a Valorn on stream, though, with Void Troops, because I got some relics leveled, and I got this Anubis. I think he's at 51 now, and I don't know. I mean, honestly, triple warp stone. Boop, 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 boop. It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
So you'll see it. Just give it like 30 seconds. But I don't think it's any good, man, because even in a best case scenario with the best possible relics you can put on them, the AP is so low that that AP is almost going to work as a resist against whatever you're attacking. So I don't know. They kind of dropped the ball on this Anubis Titan, man. He kind of sucks. Yeah.
Woohoo!
I did it. But I figured I haven't tried it yet. Maybe we'll just try it on stream and pick somebody's Valorn and see what happens.
Well, maybe there's somebody on stream that wants to volunteer to let
No,
you.
well, whatever.
No, you're just going to pick any
Yeah,
Valorn.
it's better that way.
Okay.
Probably somebody in PB, because why not?
Because you like them so much.
Yeah, they're my favorite team to attack.
Ice says, finally the stream. When are the vacation pics coming?
No, I don't know.
We're not allowed to do that
I
anymore.
don't even know.
I got banned. Although Jim doesn't want to see us. He tells me he wants to see the creatures underwater. I think you're the only one, Jim, though.
I thought it was all pretty cool. All that stuff that you was showing, those brilliant, bright colors, and the ocean, and I thought that was all pretty cool.
And he's colorblind.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. I mean, I love looking at the pictures. I got some good footage on my GoPro, but I bought this special filter thing for the GoPro, and it had different lenses on it. And when you go underwater at certain depths, you start to lose the red, and everything ends up being kind of greenish. So there are these red filters that you put on your camera, and I bought this special filter system that goes on the housing of the GoPro, and it tells you which one to use for what depth you're at. And man, we had some incredible dives where there's some huge turtles and sharks swimming right at us, and I used the appropriate color lens for the depth that I was at, and everything in the friggin' video is purple, man. It's like,
It was beautiful.
I would have just preferred it being green instead of like this weird ass purple
Language.
color that came out from this filter. It kind of really annoyed me because it just ruined like all the footage from the dive.
I
Because
didn't think it ruined it. I thought the purple looked better than the
no,
green.
it doesn't look better at all.
It was
looks
a deep blue. It wasn't
stupid.
really purple. It was
Looks
like a
stupid.
deepish blue with a tinge of purple.
No, it's terrible.
You're terrible.
Yeah, so a lot of the footage is garbage because the filters didn't work the way they were advertised.
So the Brain is saying Drum, try attacking hands-free to even things out with D. Or
No,
with your eyes
no, we
closed.
can't do
Thanks,
that.
Brain. I appreciate that. I think he's a little hard on me. Zaret says, what's up? Just dropping in to say hello. Hello.
Sure.
Extension says he is pay to play. If you don't mind, how much did it cost you to finish it in a day?
Just let the dude do his thing. If he's enjoying himself, let him enjoy himself.
Just gem-wise.
Who cares?
All right, I care.
He's still going. It's not like he's hung up the game for the
Nobody else-
weekend.
I'm just curious.
He's probably banging out triple drops.
All right, I'm just curious how much a conquest costs if you pay for it. That's all.
Depends on how fast you want to do it.
Could you tell me? Did you ever pay for a
What?
conquest?
No, I don't spend money on this game. I'm free to play, baby.
Pharenic says drum don't care. LOL. Arch Nebula says try a maxed Minotaur.
No, man, Minotaurs are gonna have void resist, and void troops really have absolutely no defense on them at all. So it's that would be a bad move in my opinion. The problem is they released this Titan, man, and everything has X skills these days. Your offensive Titans have X skills. Your defensive Titan has X skills. They pull out this new Titan for our new troop, and what do? They give it 2 tier 3 skills, 1 offensive and 1 defensive. I mean, it's just like they barely did anything. I mean, what Titan only gives you 2 skills and they're not X skills? The buff is so minimal that I mean, you really can't do a lot with these troops currently, and maybe it's designed that way on purpose, maybe not, but it does feel like a waste of money doing the Anubis event and wanting to run void troops with the current stats.
Someone's on to you. Someone said, hey, Hammer, you're making that Anubis look fun.
Oh yeah, man, he's a blast for like PP lands because the Terra spells are just so overpowered that I mean they work great, and the best thing about them that they have above other spells, they're instantaneous. Like the second I just tap on the troop, they die. It's like a fireball. You tap on the troop, you have to wait for 2-3 seconds for the fireball to come in and kill the troop. Nah, man, it's instant, which is fantastic.
FL Rebel said his is level 20. I think he's talking about his Minotaur. His is level 21, 52% void.
Yeah, so exactly. The Minotaurs, man, are not going to be a good defense right now to attack with the Void. When we get a decent Void Titan, and that Void Titan is not going to be coming next week, then we can start doing things with these troops. But bottom line, we need X skills. X skills are really the only skills that matter in the game right now. If you have a Titan without X skills for your troops, you're really not getting enough buff to do much in game.
So just for everybody that just joined us, we have 33 people watching. This is D and Derm. Yes, we are alive.
Sure.
We've got Doom, Jim, Tox, and Val on Discord. Now 34 people watching. Extinction says 4 packages. That's not bad.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
See?
That's $80.
$80. That's not bad. 4 packages. So anyone that wants to know how much...
How far did you go, man? Did you go into the plinths, or that just took you to 10?
Let us know in the chat. He probably just went to 10.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you get a lot out of that. You get the relics, which boost your damage, and you also get the warp stones, which allow you to
so the package gives you 100 warp stones,
and portal stones as
50
well.
portal stones, and 3 warp tokens.
It's not a bad deal. I don't like that they increased the cost. Maybe they're giving more, maybe they're not. I honestly haven't done any math to figure out if it's a good deal or not, but I do not like the increased price.
It used to be, 4 relics and 100... How much is the head start?
We used to have the head starts for $13.99.
Right.
And now the last event, in this event, they're pushing this new, deal for $20.
Well, the last one made no sense.
Yeah, well, last event you could also only buy it once. I didn't buy it once, but
silly.
I didn't buy it at all. But if you wanted it, you could only buy it once. So, that kind of sours me a smidge.
Yeah, because a lot of people finish their events on the head start.
I mean, they want to make money off you during event, and when you put limitations like that, it's obvious that
honestly,
that they want to make money off you.
I think that was a huge mistake, because had they allowed you to buy as many as you wanted, I mean, I think more people would have bought them because it was a guaranteed 4-star.
Yeah, maybe not. Who knows?
I mean, that's a no-brainer. I don't ever pull 4 stars. I think I've pulled 1 or 2 in my entire gaming career.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like they should be doing more for the player base than what they're currently doing. And little things like that when you don't allow somebody, if they're spending their money and wanting to buy those and you're limiting them, I feel like that's not good.
So Arch Nebula said fair when he said try a max minnow, and you explained why you didn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, if things were, if this Titan had X skills or something, I would totally go all in on a Minotaur. And honestly, on a Minotaur, the Omegas are going to have max resist. That's a given. So whatever element you're attacking with, they are going to have max resist on at least 5 troops. That's a guarantee. And now you have to pick the hole for the other ones. And I feel like when you're attacking a Minotaur, melee is your best attack, because you really can't use range because those spearmen are going to be spawning on you, and the range, you're not going to be able to avoid that. So you pretty much you're stuck with doing poison, physical, or I guess you could use a Goliath. I haven't actually tried that. Or and what seems to be most people that attack my Minotaur base, they seem to be using an Daedalus. Which is crazy, man, because Daedalus is such an old Titan, but they just haven't given us anything good for Imperials, where Daedalus is
awesome.
is still the best Imperial Titan, man. And this
great.
guy is like old school like nobody else. So I'm looking forward to the day that we get a summoning Imperial Titan that gives
would be
offensive X skills, because it's definitely needed.
Veronica said Terror is so OP. FL Rebel said he's using his Valorn. Arch Nebula said mine is 60% all elemental for normal spear and 100% for Omega.
Yeah, and exactly, that's what you're going to be running into. And the normal spearman will probably at least be fully resistant to one element, and a smart defender is going to pick which element that you think most people are going to be attacking with.
You think?
You think everybody's using an Artemis to take down spearmen? Well, chances are the best bet would be making your regular spears poison resist 100%. But
Don't give them any ideas.
no, I'm just saying that people do use different things. I just told you that with my Minotaur, everybody seems to be using Daedalus. I imagine it's at least a physical resist Daedalus, and maybe even lightning resist too. But that's how it is. It doesn't mean they're beating it fast. I'm still getting numerous minutes of time to do whatever I want to do.
Ice wants to know, how do you
The Imperial Titans need a new buff, because when your best options are using old school Vixias and Edel.
Yeah, that's your only option, man. Not even your best option. That's the only option.
I mean, they got Krothos, but you only get the offensive skills for them, so you don't get any defensive, right? But provide.
Exactly.
So,
and defense is necessary. You can't attack these days on any sort of substantial defense without lightning resist. Like Imperials are going to get melted if they eat 1 or 2 lightning storms, and you're going to lose that battle. So, to use a Krothos and not have lightning resist on it, you're done, man. It's over. It's over before you started.
I mean, yeah, you just look at Artemis and you get X skills for Panthers on offense, and you get defensive skills on top of it. So it's a good attack.
Yeah,
but
totally.
You gotta, take away relics that you'd use for offense, like AP or crit, and try on it and lessen the effect.
Yeah, man. And, Poseidon, you can say, is your Imperial Summoner. But no, man, he's not an offensive Imperial force by any means. He's all about the Storm Maidens. And your Imperials are just tying things down because they have the defensive skills. And even his relics that you get that buff his Imperials, it's all about the defense, man. Those things are not made to be taking down castles. They're made to be tying up troops so your Storm Maidens can do the work.
Yeah, I mean, Imperials need a big buff, that's for sure.
Yeah, man, they need some love. They need a Titan that makes them viable, because right now they're only viable on an old school Titan if you were lucky.
Wait there.
Anubis, even though it's a new
Did you just call it Anubis? What the hell?
Whatever the hell. But trying to use him for it. It's like trying to use the first version of Odin.
Tomato.
Hacking with, right? There's no X skills with the old Odin. Now when you got Zeus and Helen and other ones, so using this new Void Titan is not really effective now.
Yeah, man. They really released a turd. I mean, his Titan, his Terra spells are fantastic, man. But it's a gimmick. You know, it's not a serious strategy for war. It's great for PP, and beyond that, it doesn't serve much purpose. And I've built him on the database, man, with all the best relics that I don't even have yet. And the stats are poor. They're very, very poor. And armor is actually going to play a part, where armor is going to work as a resist, even if they don't have resist to void. Now, if they have some armor and they do have some resist to void, forget about it. It's an automatic loss.
So Extinction said he bought the offers after level 4, and he bought 4 of them. Kool-Aid said, last Conquest you could do 100 warp stones for $9.99. It was a good deal if you fell short on the last day. Arch Nebula said, so melee resist is good then? Question mark.
Yeah, I think melee resist is good, without a doubt.
The Brain said, question for Drum and D.
The problem with the melee resist, where somebody would say it's not good, it's because if you only have a solo melee resist skill, it's not equivalent to the resist of an element. But melee resist is going to resist all things that are melee, that aren't ranged, which is nice. But I think tier 1 is 30%, tier 2 is 36, and tier 3 is 44. That's just guessing off the top of my head. So it's not the equivalent of a resist skill, where a resist skill is going to give you 60% for tier 1 and 72% for tier 2. So that's why some people would say, oh, it's not that good. And by itself, that's correct. It is not that good. But if let's say if it's on Spearman, you get wild arrows and the head of Mimir, then now it's really good. Or maybe it's on a Goliath build and you just have the head of Mimir and 24 and 30, or maybe it's a tier 2, 24 and 36. That's 40. That's 60% resist melee, man. That's going to shut down quite a bit, man. Let's say they're using Panthers. You got full resist poison, and you got 60% resist melee. That is going to be an awful battle for them.
So Ice wants to know, Drum, how do you recommend using the Gungnir and the head of Mimir? I have a level 60 Chronos, Minotaur, and a Valorn.
Okay. Yeah, well, with the Gungnir, that's the range resist. You're gonna want to couple that with lightning resist, because that on top of lightning resist is going to be your best bet of prolonging the battle and possibly winning. I don't really count on wins anymore with anything. Sometimes I do get wins and it surprises me, but at minimum it's going to really extend the battle. And then the opposite, the head of Mimir, that's a melee resist thing. So you're going to want to put that on a Titan that's defending, that you think that the attacker is going to be using a troop that's going to be activating you with a melee attack.
Which would be...
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you're putting it on a Goliath...
How do you know what they're going to attack?
If you're going to put it on a Goliath, chances are, they're going to be hitting you with Zeus. So, melee resist is going to be irrelevant, right?
Useless, right.
Because they're probably going all range on you.
So you want to put it on a Titan where
but
they would
now,
attack
let's
with
say
melee.
you're putting it on Spearman, okay? Chances are they're going to be using an Artemis on you. Now, you add melee resist. That resist is going to be applicable. You got full poison resist, and maybe you got 24 or more % melee resist. They're probably still going to win, and there's nothing wrong with that. I really don't expect Reds these days, man. But it's going to drag out that battle, man. You're going to get an extra 30 seconds to handle your business or more. when you have the melee resist.
Mr. Scuba said, your filter works best if you shoot up, point down, get blue. It filters ambient light. Need a supplemental light source if you're deeper than 50 feet. Your filter works best if you shoot up.
Yeah, now,
down.
okay. All right, let me just respond to that. All right, I'll have to digest that a little bit more, what you said, but I'm just going to tell you what happened, and then you'll probably be like, well, I don't understand it either. So the filter that I was using on the particular dive that was just totally hacked was over 50 feet. I think we were diving at around 56 to 60 feet. The entire time we were below 50 feet. And the lens I was using was 50 feet plus. It said this is the lens you use for 50 feet plus. And man, everything came out like reddish purple. So yeah, it kind of bothered me. I didn't use that lens again after I realized what it did to our dive.
No, you used like the 20 to 30 feet on the 50 foot dives.
I used the 20 to 50 for the rest of the dives, and that was fine. It wasn't amazing for the deeper portions of those dives, but it wasn't bad. It didn't ruin the video footage. It didn't ruin the pictures. Whereas the other one, despite being in the recommended depths, did ruin the footage.
So the brain said, question for Drum and D. If you had to choose, which one would you choose? An itchy butt for the rest of your life or no toes?
Oh man, no toes. Are you kidding me? Itchy butt, man. There's nothing wrong. Itchy butts are terrible.
What would you guys choose? Val is laughing.
Take the toes, man. I don't need toes.
I need toes. What about all my sandals and stuff?
Well, you like to wear the open toes, so maybe that's more important to you. Maybe you want to scratch your butt for the rest of your life. But me, I keep my stuff in shoes. It's fine. You don't even know if I have toes or not. It's fine.
You want to take that one, Val?
Nope, I'm good.
Val, do you wear open-toed shoes?
Of course she does.
I love open toed.
She lives in Arizona.
Well, that's it.
Show off my pedicure.
See, well, we know what you're going for then. A guy is probably all about take the toes, man. We don't need them.
Yeah. I don't know if I like any of them.
Thanks, Brain. Brain said, breaking it down like a fraction, Mr. Scuba. That was some long division.
Yeah, he really hit us with some serious stuff there. I'm going to have to digest that to really understand what he was saying.
The Brain just said, don't you need toes for drumming drum?
Yeah, nah, man, I think I could just a big old piece of meat down there, and I could just slap away at those pedals.
Way.
It's fine.
You think you could without your toes?
You don't play with your toes.
Your whole center of gravity would be off.
Okay, I don't know. I have toes, so I can't tell you what it's like without toes.
Arch Nebula said, as in a melee resist relic on Minotaur, instead of a final resist skill that maxes lightning poison. What?
Well, here's the thing, man, about the Minotaur. You're not going to get any resist skills, so your comment is invalid.
Denied. He said he's been using Cerberus Tail as his final res.
Okay. Yeah, man. Whatever you want. I mean, there's all sorts of different stuff that really work. I mean, I feel sorry for people that are coming up in the game today, because when I was learning about this game and I was learning how to hit castles and learning what good defenses were and whatnot and what a defense could be, I could see the relics that the people had on their garrison. And that was a tremendous learning experience for me. It's like, oh man, I'd hit this castle and I'd win or I'd lose, and I would take a snapshot of the relics. If I lost, I'd take a picture of the Titan and the relics, and then I'd try and make that myself, and that's how I ended up learning how to build defenses.
Final relic, he means, not. I'm like, what the hell is a res?
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's how I learned how to build defenses and whatnot. And then at a certain point in time, I felt confident enough where I could just go out on my own. But But nowadays, man, you guys don't get to see what's on people's castles.
Yeah, it was
so.
awesome when you used to be able to see who was on the castle.
I like it, and I don't like it.
this,
I feel
guys.
bad for newer players, but as an experienced player, I enjoy that. You can't see what I have on defense, but for newer players, it's like, man, how the hell do you learn to build a good defense or whatnot? You just you either got to be down with Yuki's DOT database and active on it, or it's just a guessing game.
The brain said, D, if you choose no toes and you wore sandals or heels, you would have a really cool story. You could tell folks you broke them off in someone's butt.
Ew, probably my butt.
Ew, stop it. That's disgusting.
Hey, Archdebbie, I'm just going to go back to your comment, man. It seemed like you were saying add a relic to max a resist.
So he said res means relic, autocorrect. Skill was meant to be relic. So we'll read what he said again. As in a melee resist relic on Minotaur instead of a final resist relic that maxes lightning poison. He didn't mean skill. So he's saying a melee resist relic on Minotaur instead of a final resist relic that maxes lightning.
Okay.
And
Okay.
poison.
So let's talk about lightning for a second. Lightning is a ranged troop, right? If you were talking about Minotaur, you got Omegas. You got Omega Spearmen. They're going to spawn, and they're going to spawn all over your ranged troops. So to me, a ranged attack is not really that applicable when going against a Minotaur for this reason and this reason only. So I'm not overly concerned about lightning resist on this particular Titan. But a melee troop, be it Ice, Goliath, I haven't actually attacked one of these things with an all Goliath build, and Panthers. Those are going to be the biggest Titans that are going to take your defense down. So I think those would be preferable to max your resist on. Obviously, you can't pick them all. You could probably choose one. But talking about that, all those troops are melee resist. So the melee resist relic is essentially a resist all. And that's why I would choose that. And I believe the Head of Mimir is also resist lightning. So you're doubling down on that.
Resist lightning.
Yeah, so you're getting lightning resist and you're getting melee resist. I mean, it's a great relic.
And there you have it. We have 28 people watching. This is the D and Derm show.
Sure.
And we've got Derm playing, what are you doing? Triple battle drops.
Yep.
This is Derm doing triple battle drops. We've got Doom, Jim, Tox, and Val on Discord. If anybody has questions for any of us, please post them in the chat. 30 people watching now.
Not gonna lie, when I streamed, I never actually stream on my account. I expected quite a few more questions about stuff, but
does anyone have
I'm
questions
totally fine with no questions
for
too.
for Derm's account? Because this is a rare occasion.
You don't have to
that
ask
we have
anything. It's totally
Derm's
fine.
account.
I just
Well, you were mentioning before that you'd show us how to hit a Valorn.
Oh, I'm not gonna show you. Well, I said we could try hitting a Valorn with Void troops. My horde is level 24. They're not maxed yet, but they're respectable.
No way, horde. You think hordes could take out?
I don't know.
Spearmen?
I haven't tried. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I
they're
haven't
double
tried.
the size, right? Hordes are double the
I'm
size.
saying that the AP is weak, so automatically, whatever Valorn I hit, I'm gonna get a 75% reduction in damage. That's guaranteed because they'll have more armor than I will have AP for sure.
Wrecking Nomad is correcting me. He said it should be called the Drum and D show. He thinks men go before women.
Ah, no, man, you're crazy. She is 100% the boss here. And I'm okay with that.
Boss lady.
Let me ask you as a suggestion, all the players out there watching the stream and playing the game. So there's no horde Titans that are worthwhile using right now, until they release some defensive one, offensive ones, things like that. Have you leveled up all the horde relics yet in anticipation for whenever that new Titan comes up that is worth leveling?
Not all of them, but I will be leveling all of them. I like, let me see. I don't remember the name of these things, so we'll just take a We'll take a look. What do we got here? I did.
So Wrecking Nomad is saying, what is the white bar at the bottom of the screen? The brain set is...
I did the bone sword. That's maxed.
Can you let me finish? It's
Wait.
an
I was
iOS
asked a question.
app switcher feature, Wrecking Nomad. It's because of your X phone, right? So you don't have that weird button at the bottom. It's how he...
I did the bone sword.
Okay, he did the
I
bone
did
sword.
the daggers of sacrifice.
Daggers of Sacrifice.
And I did the 3-star versions of those. Versions. 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 And I think that's all, man. I'm going to do the one that gives some critical and some lightning and physical resist, but that's it. So I have actually been working on the relics for these troops, and this particular conquest, I've been focusing on those horde relics. So when that good Titan finally drops, man, I'll just instantaneously take him to 60, and I'll be able to equip him and run properly. And unfortunately, it's not the Titan that we have right now for Void, and it's not going to be next Titan that we have for Void either, because I've seen the leaks. You've probably seen them too if you've been active on chats, and it's not going to be good.
Next week is not going to be good?
No.
So I don't have to prepare for it?
Well, I would prepare for it, because if you plan on doing anything with Void, you're going to need the relics that they're going to give you in these events. So even though the Titan sucks, which they probably know as developers that the Titan sucks, you're going to need these relics, even though they're eventually going to be battle drops. But if you want to do anything with the Void troops when they start becoming good, then you're going to need these things.
Can you do us a favor and go to the League rewards so that we could show people that aren't in Legend League what the League rewards look like? So just so you guys know, the League rewards now have Divine Gems, and Legend League is not what it used to be. It's gotten increasingly more popular. I've been keeping track of what rank 25 looks like at the end of each season in terms of total number of VP for the team. And last week we overshot the highest that it ever was to get into a Throne Wars. So now we're over that. And what are we at? What does rank 25 look like?
Rank 25 is currently sitting at 85 mil.
Okay, so last week rank 25 finished on the end of the season at 125. I'm expecting it to be higher than that this week. I think it's going to be closer to 140. And then if you go even in the demotion zone at 50, what is it, 100 and...
No, 50 has
rank
0
50
VP.
has 150 Divine Gems. Rank 1 in Masters is 130 Divine Gems. So that right there is worth it. Even if you go up, drop, and then come back.
You see?
Right? Let's see. Naughty Boy said, woohoo! Hey, D! Woohoo! Uh-oh, every time I say woohoo, everyone's supposed to have a drink.
Can I get
I
a drink?
need a drink.
What happened? You don't have a drink?
I have a drink. No, I'm so...
I missed what you said.
I'm still drinking coffee.
Oh, what? Are you cracking up?
Are you crack?
Are you cracking up? Why are you drinking coffee?
I don't know. I just need it to stay awake.
Wow.
It's not even late where you are right now. Man, what is it? Almost
10
12
o'clock?
here. So what are you, we're talking 9 o'clock over
Yeah,
there?
it's
10.
3? Yeah, it'll be 9 o'clock.
Oh my
9?
goodness.
It's still early.
That's like me on a Friday night.
Wait, you're 2 hours or 3 hours?
3 hours.
Oh, because they don't have daylight savings time. It's usually 2 hours, though, mountain time.
Right. We don't ever change our clocks, thank goodness.
No. What did you do? Wrecking Nomad said, another one.
Another one.
First of all, I don't have very many another ones because somebody drank my drinks. I won't mention any names.
Can I have another drink?
There's like none left.
There's plenty.
No, you drank them all.
Come on.
So I bought these hard seltzers, and they're in these really cute skinny cans, and they're 100 calories and 5% alcohol. And, you know, I drink 2, I feel good.
They're fantastic.
I came home today, and Derm was already, he already had a drink. He already had 1 drink. And I see, like, was it 2 drinks? I saw at least 2 cans of my hard seltzer on the kitchen table. And I'm like, what are you doing with my seltzer? And he's like, oh, they're great. I'm using them as mixers. So he's basically using them like cranberry juice and orange juice and whatever, and tonic and Sprite or whatever as a mixer to his alcohol. You're retarded. You really are. So I had like a 12-pack. There's 2 left. So you guys can tell us if you want me to have the last one or him, because I don't think he should have any more. Who uses 5% alcohol as a mixer?
I'm pretty sure we know the answer here, guys. Just, send it on over.
Yeah, we've heard about your shenanigans, so we know.
Who's going to be more fun with another drink in him? That's what you need to ask yourself.
So we have 29 people watching. We've got the D and the Derm on Derm's account. And Derm doesn't think that you guys are asking enough questions.
Oh, that's fine.
We've got Doom, Jim, Tox, and Val on Discord, although Tox hasn't said anything yet. Arch Nebula says D deserves it.
Oh, if I had.
Naughty Boy says hashtag me. That's a little scary. You think he's around here somewhere? You can have it. Would you like me to make you a drink? I'll make you a
You don't have to
drink.
make it, just grab the can.
And then what are we mixing? What are you putting in it?
We're just pouring it in the...
Oh, you're not going to mix any? I thought it was a mixer. No? All right, you have to say stuff when I walk away because you just get all silent.
I'm pretty sure they can hear you.
Whenever I walk away, you just
Pretty
get
sure
silent.
they can hear you.
Well, you get silent and weird.
Okay.
So are you going to do your Valorant tap? Because we're in the second hour and I'm
Relax. Why are you putting the pressure on me? Why are you grinding triple battle drops?
getting tired.
What do you think? Your account's going to get better from sitting there not being played?
Are you serious? This is what I
Go
deal.
write something.
This is what I deal with. I'm constantly criticized.
Well, she's like, oh, I need help hitting this castle. Yeah, well, you're not leveling your relics, and you're not leveling your titans.
I told you
That's
what my
the
plan
problem.
was, and don't say
That's
anything about my plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a plan.
Well, your
tomorrow.
plan doesn't involve not playing the game, so I don't know what you're doing.
Tough love from the Derm.
No, just keeping it real.
No, you're
100%.
mean. You're super
you
mean.
you want help attacking a titan? Okay, use this titan. I don't have that titan leveled. Okay, well then I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, I enjoy leveling my titans. I was talking about you earlier because you were making fun of me that I have so many titans between level 50 and 60 because I like to level them the way that I like to level them.
Yeah, okay.
How many titans do you have that are leveled?
I don't know, 44, 45?
Leveled or just 4
level
stars?
64 stars.
Well, that's a lot. You don't
Okay.
need that many. You just need one for
Okay,
each
well, you
element.
know what? If I run into an issue, I have the tools to take it down.
Well, I just need one for each element.
You're gonna fool me once, and then after that I've got your number.
I'll change my number.
Well, you killed on 30 feet.
You're breaking up on us, Doom.
I was saying you need that many maxed out Titans for 30 VP land.
Yeah, man. If I'm rolling 30 VP lands, I've got a max Titan for every single one of those lands, plus 14 that I can attack with. I mean, that's a nice place to be.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't have 30 lands. I can only hold 23 lands.
Okay.
And I have a Titan between level 50 and 60 for all 23 of my lands.
All right, Zalon.
Seriously? Zalon has like 4 level Titans.
Yeah,
You're
Zalon's
comparing-
got like 50 Titans between level 30 and 50.
Yeah, but I said 50 and 60.
Just wait till the fusion event on Monday. You'll see.
So, I actually wrote down, and I don't have it here, but I wrote down how many Titans Jim had in his Titan Hall.
Why are we concerned about how many Titans Jim
Because
has?
I want to know how many Titans he has in his Titan Hall after the fusion event on Monday. Now, my guess, I think he had 246 or 249.
They're probably already hiding in the corner. They know what's coming.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. I think he's gonna have 36 Titans left on Monday.
Why 36?
That's just my guess. Because he has 14 leveled ones, and I don't know what the rest of them are. I think it's between 35 and 40. Just my guess.
What did this become the gym stream? This thing,
Yeah.
Listen, Jim, we already discussed this. You put the spotlight on me, I turn it back on you. It's the flow.
I was just sitting over the corner being quiet doing triple battle drops.
This was already discussed, Jim. This was earlier.
Yeah,
Come on
we-
now.
Okay,
Exactly.
don't you start chiming in and co-signing for her.
I have to have DSI here.
What about you, Val? How many max
Hey,
Titans?
Val, you remember that when you posted Garrison, you can't.
Question for you, Val. I mean, obviously, D wants to know how many Titans you have maxed. But are you still a fan of the Grenadiers? Is that your main
That's a
warhead,
really good question.
or have you branched out a little?
Yeah, I'm using Zeus now as my main attacker.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
I realized how slow Grens are. I'm like, just shoot her. I'm like yelling at my iPad. Shoot already.
Yeah. I mean, they do serious damage, no doubt, but they have their drawbacks, which is unfortunate.
I didn't realize how fast, because like now, like with Conquest, I'm raiding like PD lands and stuff, so it goes by so quick compared to using Gren. So it's a lot nicer than. I think it was Doom that you like to watch paint dry, don't you? So yeah, I got rid of a bunch of my maxed out 4-star this last fusion event.
Oh,
I put it into my Minotaur.
nice. He's maxed now or what?
He's level 57 now.
Oh, there you go. Be maxed soon enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna max my Minotaur.
Come Monday.
On Monday, he's at level 40 right now.
Yeah, so I'm working on him, my second, and my Artemis.
Yeah, I will say one thing about the Minotaur. Like, I built my Minotaur, it's maxed, it's on my garrison, yada, yada, yada. My garrison has never been hit so little since I have put this Titan on.
People are
like,
deterred
when
when
I
they
had
see one.
Valoran, like, I'd still get some castle hits. You know, when I had Chronos, I'd still get some castle hits. When I have Valoran, never. Nobody. Like, I think 3 people have attacked my castle this entire week. So, at the very least, he's just the most impeccable scarecrow.
Well, because I think people still don't really know how to beat him, and they just avoid him at all
Yeah,
costs.
they're just like, oh, forget about it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. So,
So, Arch Nebula.
Every Minotaur's beat depends on your troop level. Like, mine gets smashed all the time because I'm only castle 24, 25 garrisons attacking me all the time. So it doesn't matter what element or how much health they have. They get
Doom, you realize you just referred to yourself as Castle 24 like that's little? Bro, that's Castle 24. It only goes to 25.
Do you play this game?
I'm only Castle 24, so I just get destroyed.
Hey, that one level difference is a big.
Are your troops at 24?
Obviously.
No, they
Yeah,
might
how
not
much-
be.
No, all my troops are 24. Every one of them.
I was just reading. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, so Arch Nebula said I deserve the last drink. But I already gave it to him because I'm a nice person.
Come on over.
Reaper says race to see who can finish one first.
Oh, man, that's no race.
The Brain says not enough questions. Here you, Drum. What's your favorite looking Titan? Not skill class wise.
Oh,
From a strictly visual perspective.
Oh, Artemis, man. Athena is pretty sweet,
I think
too.
Hell is
One
sexy.
of those two. No, man, Hell is gross.
She's like badass,
No,
like
whatever.
tattoos,
Yeah.
like
And what level's your Hell?
14.
You don't appreciate her.
Why would you appreciate her if you have Zeus?
Yeah. Oh, so now you're stating that there's a reason to not
Well,
appreciate
Zeus
her.
is better, but
Apparently, she's not your favorite Titan.
listen, he said
So-
visual only. He
Okay,
said
well,
visual
you know,
only.
if I enjoy...
He said visual
I think
only.
Anubis looks awesome. You know why? Because you got this purple veiny stuff going through him, and it looks dope. So that's why I'm wasting my time leveling him, despite the fact I know he's not a good Titan.
I got Anubis for the way he looked as well.
Yeah, he looks awesome, man. He's got that triple swing.
Why don't you show
too.
everyone what he looks like?
I'm on him right now.
You're playing with him, but why don't you display him?
He's really great, man. I love the way he looks. Super cool, Titan.
I think he looks like weird.
The downside is that he's just not that good, and it's unfortunate. And I thought maybe with the right relics he could be good. And you know what?
You don't know that.
Let's put some stuff on him, and let's go attack somebody's Valorn. Let's just see. He's only 52, but that's good enough. Let's see if we can do something.
Why don't you go down a little? Don't do it at 25.
No, I'm going 25, man. I'm all in.
All right, so Naughty Boy said, who started playing this game first, D or Durham?
Come on, man.
The brain said, that is like asking which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Mm-hmm.
You started playing before me, 6 months before me.
Yeah, it took a while to get her to get into it.
But we're going back to 2016, right?
It's kind of funny, we were talking about that today, and her first Titan, how long it took her to level it, and whatnot, and forget about it. If she would have just jumped on when I said jump on,
I wasn't into it like you were. Takes me a while to get into things.
Okay, whatever.
When did you start playing, Val?
Huh?
When did you start playing? How long have you been playing? I think you told me, but I don't remember.
I started playing after the global release happened.
So 2016-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's been playing as long as we've been playing.
I just didn't, because troops were wasn't working on them. It was just mostly about the Titan. And now, troops are everything.
It's totally flip-flopped.
Okay, we're set up here. Let's see. Let's go find a Valorn.
So Arch Nebula said, me at Castle 18 sits in corner crying.
Cornier.
Corner.
Let's go to PB. Let's see what they have.
The brain said purple veiny stuff. What are we talking about? Where's the purple veiny stuff?
You're about to see it. Let's go find a Valorn here. This
Is that
guy.
the purple veiny stuff on his chest?
Oh, that does not look like a
purple
Valorn.
veins. Yeah, they look like purple veins.
Okay, this looks like a Valorn. I have absolutely no idea. Level 24 troops. Yeah, what the hell? Let's try it out.
So Anubis versus Valorn. Why do you shutting the game down?
I didn't.
You just did.
Let's see here.
You're drunk.
Let's change our troops. We're gonna go.
You're drunk.
No.
In case you didn't know.
So we're doing.
Thanks, Val.
We're doing 33,000 damage here. We got 49,000 health. That is not very good. We got 41% crit and 139% armor piercing.
Right,
the
so
armor
what's the plan?
piercing is what is really going to hurt us in this attack. So, hey, hold on a second. Let's just do something. Let's get crazy. Okay, there we go. Let's get back in there.
So you want to explain what you're doing?
No, what am I doing? We're going to take a couple terror spells because he buffs terrors. That's going to be enough to take out our ranged troops. And we got level 17 hordes for our reinforcements.
Did you just use 14,000 gems to upgrade something?
What?
What? What did you just use 14,000 gems for?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just saw it on the screen.
Here we go.
To finish your horde upgrade. I know what you just did.
Okay, so it is Spearman here. We'll just wait a second to find out what the resist is. Okay,
The tapping is doomed.
looks like there's some sort of resist void going on here. So let's just see. We're going to go order, and we're going in. It is what it is. I'm not expecting to win, as I don't think this Titan is very good for these particular troops, but Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky.
Oh, it's buffering.
The lightning storm just destroyed my attack right there. That's the problem, man. Those storms, they're out of control.
Did you get Anubis?
Huh?
You're a little in and out, Val. Just talk slow.
No, she wants to know if D got Anubis in the event.
If I got Anubis in the event? Is that what she asked?
Yeah. So the only thing standing here right now is Anubis. This is not. There's no troops to be had. All right. So there you go, man. Level 25 troops with a bunch of relics that you probably don't have
Too
yet.
bad you didn't have shield.
Just not.
Should have brought some shield spells.
Not working. Well, I needed to bring some terror for
Yeah,
shield.
but you
Wouldn't
can
have done
shield
anything,
the
man.
Anubis right now.
The lightning spell is too powerful. It just destroys troops, man. It's one lightning spell ruins
How
your
many
entire
Anubises
attack.
did you get?
2.
You got 2. I only got 1 because I didn't finish the event.
I don't know if that's in I don't know if that's
I don't really care for Anubis.
We'll see if we can find another one. Maybe one without void resist, and we'll
Oh,
be
there's
lucky.
a good picture of the veins. Doom's clicking.
That's hilarious.
Okay, here we go. This one looks like a Valorn. We'll try
Did you
this
just
out.
lose?
Yeah, of course I lost.
Well,
I'm not expecting to win.
Set yourself up for something.
We're just trying this out. I mean, I don't think the Titan is very good, and it's only 52. One more relic, I don't think would make a difference though. We'll go with 3 shields. Let's see if that makes a difference.
Naughty Boy says, take out your whip-D and spank drum.
What?
Yeah, because you sped up your horde with 14,000 gems.
Yeah, whatever, man.
You're on crackers.
I don't care.
I care.
Wait and see here. See what the resists are. I think there's some void going on here.
No, nothing popped up. Health.
Yeah, 40.
Ice,
There's
fire,
40% void,
poison,
and there's some melee there. Well, we're not going to win this one either. I don't think the troops are strong enough to beat these defenses, man. If you have even just a little bit of resist, you're not going to win. They've got great charge damage, man, which is what, like 6 times charge damage or something, which is kind of ridiculous. But that's only the first impact. After that, you're not seeing any bonus to your damage because of it. Yeah, look at that, man. Spearmen are beating these things. Like, that is pathetic. Resist or not, I mean, spearmen do no damage. The fact that they're killing these troops is like, what the heck?
Coffee says, hey D, hey Coffee, what's going on? Thank you for joining. We now have 27 people watching. We're on an hour and a half. We're on, this is D and Derm. We're on Derm's account. We've got Doom Jim, Tops, and Val in Discord. And we are seeing what Anubis can do to Valorn.
Yeah, you can't do anything,
Which
apparently.
is not much.
Yeah, these things are trash. So there you go. Until they release something with X skills, you're not going to be able to do anything with these troops.
Well, I don't know why they didn't give him X skills to begin with. It didn't
They're
really make any sense.
absolutely worthless.
Well, the first one, whenever they come out with something new, though, the first one's never good.
No, when they came out with Storm Maidens, the first release, you had Titans with X skills. You had
Storm Maidens were
all the
ridiculously
relics
out of
that you
control.
wanted to use with them as well.
Storm Maidens are great, though. You can put Storm Maidens on a Titan that doesn't buff Storm Maidens, and you still win.
Okay, relax.
You relax.
So look, with this particular Titan, you're only getting 90% void damage, which is a tier 3 damage skill, and then you're getting a tier 3 what is it? Tier 3 health skill. So, I mean, it's really you're getting one offensive Tier 3 skill for your...
Reaper says you definitely need the X skill to attack with.
Yeah, you can't do anything with these, man. I mean,
Well,
that was the first time I tried, using this sort of stuff because I just leveled those 2 relics today, which
Maybe
was
they'll
the
rework Anubis in 3 months.
which
with
was
X
the
skills.
daggers, which you can't get. That was not available in event, and also the 4-star bone sword, also not available. So these are relics that aren't even available to the normal player yet. That buff these new troops. So using those fully leveled, plus the only Titan out right now that buffs these troops, you can't take down a defense that has a minimal amount of resist to void. So yeah, right now these things are kind of trash. Pretty unfortunate. I think they kind of dropped the ball with this sort of thing.
I think they knew exactly what they were doing. They're trying to make money. They're going to come out with...
Yeah, well, I mean, if you saw the leaks, the next Titan that they're releasing for Void is also total crap. So
Yeah.
that's not going to be good, but maybe they'll have some decent relics, and that'll be the attractive part of the event.
And now you just depleted our ratings because now we went from 30 and now we have 26 people watching. So
Well,
stop.
it was depressing. What can I say?
27 people watching. All right, what do you say? How many more battles do we have before we can go to sleep?
What?
My drink's almost over. Val, are you still with us? She has us on mute.
Yeah, I am.
Did you say you had an Anubis or you don't have an Anubis?
That I had a what?
Do you have an Anubis or you don't have one?
No, I got him just because.
Are you disappointed?
I haven't used yet. He's not leveled, still level 1.
Yeah. I mean,
So I need to get my. I'm still working on like my Kronos and Artemis stuff that I actually can use.
I mean, for what Drum just showed us, I have no desire to level my Anubis.
Yeah, well, you're probably gonna have to take them to 40 for if they ever update the Pantheon.
I don't do Pantheon.
I'm sure there'll be a Pantheon relic for whatever these Egyptian gods or whatever, and I'm sure he'll be a part of it. But as for taking him to 60, that's probably not the best idea because I don't think he really has much to offer.
Arch Nebula said there was a large lag spike mid-first Valorn attack.
I don't do the Pantheon other than for Pandora's Box. That's the only thing I went for.
You got to do the UNAC one for the relic there. That is like the ultimate PP relic.
Which one is it?
Oh, yeah, which one's that?
It's not the fire tome, but
It's not the flame rune. That's not what you're thinking.
Oh no, maybe it's the fire tome. There you go. Yeah, that gives you the 3 fireballs, whatnot.
No, the flame rune gives you the 3 fireballs.
Okay, this one does as well,
Oh.
and it also gives you fire resist. Yeah, outside of that though, the Pantheon really is lackluster. I don't use any of the relics for anything.
Yeah, I haven't gone for anything. I don't usually save my Titans for it. I just.
Jupiter says hello. Hello, Jupiter. Thank you for joining. We got 27 people watching. I'm starting to get tired. We need to either energize or go to
Why do you
sleep.
say we?
Are you not tired?
I'm grinding triple battle
Yeah, well,
drops.
I gave you the last drink.
You're not.
so.
You're not grinding anything. So that's why you're tired.
He's excited about the battle.
They keep me going.
What plinth are you on, Val? Did we lose her? Maybe. What plinth are you on, Doom?
You're asking me?
I was.
I'm only on level 6, okay?
Level 6 is pretty respectable.
I fly by him, but... What was that?
He said level 6 is pretty respectful, and then I was going to ask, are you using warp relics?
No, I'm just, like, it's taking a bit longer because I'm doing the raids in between to get more.
Right. And are you doing regular raids?
I'm playing pretty consistently today. Yeah.
Not the cap ones.
I've been going back and forth. I do need to get as much food in because of food,
Yeah,
so I'm trying to fill up for that.
I get it for free to play, but you just get more out of the three stone PP battles, I think, than you do from the cat PPs.
Right. Yeah, then I have the relic things are the boost for my. I have it on my chrono, so as I'm hitting two, I'm getting that as well.
Naughty Boy said, ha ha ha, drum is savage. Arch Nebula said, heading off now, see ya. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. Jupiter says, yeah, D, who is we? LOL. What?
She's French.
When did I say that?
Oui, oui.
I don't know when I said, I don't remember what I said about we. Does anybody remember what, I don't know. I must have been talking about you and me, right? Val, do you know what I said?
I know what you said. You're like, what did you say?
I don't remember. Jupiter, I don't remember what did I say when I said the word we? Was I talking about me and Derm? Or me and Val? Or me and my team? I don't know. We means me and my soul. We are tired. Oh. I think I was talking about all of us. Ow! Are you tired, Derm?
I'm good to go.
Yeah. I was just implying that everyone was tired, but apparently he's good to go. Until he starts making
I
spinach
took like
dip.
a 3-hour nap today, so I'm good. I don't even think we have spinach dip.
Too. It was great.
We do have one spinach dip. Did you hear that? He's like, I don't think we have spinach dip. And I'm like, we do have one spinach dip. And he goes, All right, well, we have 27 watching. We've got D and Derm. Derm is triple battle dropping. Why don't you do a conquest one for everybody?
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they want to see it.
They don't want to see it.
What do you guys want to see?
Well, I'm doing triple battle drops. I don't care what you want to see.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Lay down the law. And she doesn't get to choose what we're doing here. We're doing what we're
It's
doing.
interactive. That's why there's a chat.
He's getting.
What did you say?
I said he's getting brave.
Oh, look who just popped on.
And down the law.
Oh.
Vintage.
Hey guys,
Hey.
What's going on?
how are we doing this evening?
Somebody is putting an obscene amount of battles in this week.
I went a little ham.
Yeah, man, you sure did. Good for you.
So, Vintage, I don't know if you're
Take,
watching. Are you watching YouTube?
I am.
Okay, did you see what Drum just did with Anubis?
Anubis?
Yeah, he was fighting with Anubis versus Valorn with Horde troops, and it was really terrible.
I missed that.
Yeah, he was just trying to see how good, or if he could beat one, and he couldn't. And he was saying how the Anubis really needed X skills.
It was so bad that Spearman did enough damage to kill the Horde.
It was terrible.
So it was like a 5.5 minute battle.
Yeah, no, we didn't even last that long. The Spearman did enough damage to kill them before that. Imagine that. Imagine that for a second.
Kool-Aid said, thank you for the stream. I played an extra 1.5 hours while watching. Plink 6, rank 870. Good night, all. Good night, Kool-Aid. Thank you for joining. Naughty Boy said, who has more range, archers or storm maidens?
Archers, I think. Actually, I don't know. They might be about the same. That's a good question. I know Grenadiers will have more range than storm maidens.
I think archers have a slightly longer range than maidens, but not by much.
You know, the thing about that question is, if the archers don't one-shot kill them, the storm maidens will win just because of their rate of fire.
All right, because they're quick.
Yeah.
Ice says, Drum, in your opinion, what relics are the most underutilized that players should be using more often?
Oh, I don't know, man. That's a loaded question there. I have no idea.
Well, that means that you're assuming that you know which ones people use the most.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a whole lot of relics that players just don't have. Or do you mean they have them treasury, but they don't use them because they don't know how good they are?
Yeah, I think that's where he was going with the second one. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just using the normal junk. You know, there was a point in time when I used some relics that most people probably didn't use, but that time has passed. You know, the meta has settled in, and you just have to use the standard stuff right now. There's not really too many outliers unless you have like random relics like wild arrows or shocking gem spearman buff. You know, those sorts of one-off things can be useful, but really it's just the standard stuff, man, right now.
I don't feel like I use anything like sneaky out of the order either.
Yeah, the game doesn't really promote that, or there's just no reason for it right now. It's just use the obvious stuff. This is what will work.
Well, what's obvious to you is obvious to everybody. Right.
Even like you got Urkon's War Paint in this event. Like, you think it's good?
So a lot of people are doing the event just because they think it's good.
Yeah, I don't think it's that good.
I don't think it's that good either.
The reason why I'll tell you is because it does not have any resists on it. So you're gonna waste a relic spot on your Goliath defense. I'm imagining you're not using these things for offense, but you're gonna use that spot on your Titan, and you're gonna get no resists out of it. You're gonna get some health, and you're gonna get some armor, which is really not that impressive. So
on the high end, that's definitely true. Mid game you can probably get some Goliath armor builds. Just armor.
Yeah, all in on armor.
The crazy Artemis builds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that the most I seen was like 360 something armor on Goliaths, and that was a gentleman that rolled X armor on his Titan and also armor for his tier 2 resist. I think this was an Urkon as well, and he went all armor on his build, and it was like 360 something with armor, the highest I seen, and he did get greens with it, so that was something, but that's one particular.
Yeah, and the issue with maximizing armor is to get any kind of elemental resist.
Yeah, exactly.
I would recommend to the viewers, don't try to mix and match. Don't do some armor, some elemental resist, or the other.
Yeah, if you're going armor, man, you have to go all in on armor and let the chips fall.
So, Naughty Boy
Unless
said...
you can
go ahead,
plus % armor, that's not going to be effective because taking it to Artemis for 300 dread on.
Now, the only plus side to that is I find that poison resist Goliaths are very good against Panthers.
Right, because they're single unit troops. And they get all bunched up, and you only have 1 or 2 units damaged while the others are sitting.
Yeah, and the Panthers are like not, you might have 20 or 14 Panthers surrounding like 3 Goliaths, and they're just going to be like standing there like, having a conversation. They're not even doing damage. So.
While the Goliaths pummeling them with their clubs.
Yeah. So, you got that thing going on.
I call that the mosh pit.
Yeah.
10 Panthers blobbed up, and then you have this, champion or something away, and nothing's doing damage.
Yeah.
It's the mosh pit. Nothing happens.
Yeah, man, it's terrible. I find that the best way to get them to do damage again, if you have a rage spell, you drop it on them, then they'll start to apply damage again. But man, they just get stuck and do nothing. Is just what the hell is going on here?
Naughty Boy said 380% is the max armor that I've seen on Erdred.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That is 380.
That 380% armor will give you a 75% reduction, and a 75% reduction will probably not give you very many greens.
We have a question for Vintage. Ice is asking, do you believe the meta has changed enough with the release of Void like you thought it would in the pre-Anubis release video?
A Dionysus like the Void troops. That's when it's going to start shifting. Right now, happen other than feel a little better.
Hey man, I agree. Once you get the summoners with X skills, offensive X skills, then they're going to be something to mess with. But until then, I'm just man, they're not. I mean, I didn't know until tonight actually when I equipped some relics and went in on some Titans that were not max void resist, and man, I just got stomped. So it's no, they're definitely not there yet, and it's pretty unfortunate.
I don't think Anubis is what is going to happen, over the course of the summer. It's a neat type of Void Titan. So the Void Infiltrator, instead the Void Dionysus or Zeus. Those are going to be. That's the market. So probably, acting like this fire thing is the greatest thing yet, but I just don't see it. I don't think Grenadiers are good for much of anything.
Yeah. Are you talking about next week's Titan?
Week's Titan.
Yeah, no, that's crap, man. You saw the leaks, right?
Wait, did you? You kind of busted up there, Drum.
I said, did you see the leaks for next week's Titan?
No, I've been absolutely nonstop raiding. I haven't even looked at line today.
Okay. No, these leaks were posted maybe almost a month ago. But what it's going to be is Grenadiers, and I don't even think they were X skills, and defensive skills for the Void troops, and it's a Guardian, and it's total crap.
Grenadiers are 100% utterly useless on defense.
Yeah, exactly. And then putting resists on these troops are terrible. I mean, they have absolutely no health pool, so it's before these things were even released, this leak happened, and it had the Anubis leaks, which were 100% accurate, and it had this Titan that's coming up. I can't remember what the name was, but I'm sure those are going to be accurate. And it also had all the relics that were available between these two Titans, which also has been 100% accurate so far. So coming up, I know that this next Titan is already crap. But if you're planning on doing something with Void, you're probably going to need the relics that they release in this event.
Isn't that why people do events for the relics?
Yeah,
I mean, is it always? It's not really. I mean, sometimes it's for the Titans.
Okay, well, you know, you got a whole new troop. At least you can give us like one good Titan that we can work with. I mean, like you got Anubis, and he gives one offensive tier 3 skill and one defensive tier 3 skill for this new troop. It's total crap, man.
He's open.
And then now you're gonna have this new Guardian. You're not even getting, 5 skills defensively for this new troop. You're getting 2, and they've decided to throw Grenadiers in there like they're gonna do anything at all on defense.
Yeah, well, not only that, but being that it's a Fire Titan, you're either further limited in the relics you can use for the Void troop.
I didn't even think about that. Jesus Christ.
So it sounds like a bad Titan.
Yeah, man. No, you're 100% correct on that. The only thing that they're gonna have is probably like some relics that you're gonna need for your Void Titan when they finally release something that's worthy.
Yeah. The Void Carrot throughout the summer. The good stuff will probably come in July.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, they're trying to get paid. I mean, they're dropping these Titans now that don't have summoning troops. Like they're so far behind what we already have right now.
They're purposely doing this so they could rework these Titans a second time.
I don't think they're gonna rework them. They're just releasing this crap as the first crap because they know it's crap, and then we're gonna get the summoning X skill Titans down the road.
X skills, he would be better.
But he doesn't.
So maybe in 3 months they'll release another Anubis with X skills.
Yeah.
Because they tend to do that.
I'm done with Anubis, man. I don't care what you release him as. He's over. We tried.
Good thing you maxed him, or you got him close.
I didn't max him.
Yeah, but you leveled him pretty high. What is he at, 52?
Yeah, 52.
Naughty boy said that I'm bored because I yawned. I'm just tired. Jupiter is talking about if you've ever noticed how much food you have.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes up, it goes down. I don't know. I don't really care about it. It is what it is. It was down to like 13 million earlier today, but I turned it on for those triple battle drops. Now we're just about at 50 million.
How many battles have you done?
Enough to get myself up to 50 million. What?
High five.
Yeah, I don't really, it doesn't concern me. I don't need any food for anything, man. So it's like, if it's the only thing I need food for is the Titan Fusion event
and the Horde.
It's not even really a big deal. So
you leveled your Horde guys, right?
Yeah, my Hordes are 25 now. So like I just don't even need food for anything. So
all your spells and all your troops are maxed.
No, my spells I almost have everything maxed. I got the meteor spell going to 25 currently, and then the other thing that I need to work on is my freeze spell. My freeze spell is the only other spell that isn't maxed, and that's at level 19. Because
I really wish that they would make a use for gold.
There's no point in leveling that spell because all it does is do a smidge more damage, which is not even noticeable.
Wouldn't it be cool at like Castle 25 you could start using gold for... No?
Yeah, whatever.
For upgrades?
Yeah, it'd be great. No, but if you're 25, you don't need to upgrade anything.
For spells and troops.
You're already upgraded.
You don't have max spells and max troops at Castle 25.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about having a use for gold because right now, gold is useless. All you do is...
if you Castle 25, how do you not have max stuff?
Not all my troopers are maxed. My militias are 24.
Well, you need to get
God.
upgrading.
Stop it. Okay, we'll ask Vintage. Are all your troops and spells maxed? Don't let me down.
You cut out on me. Can you say it again?
Drama's making fun of me because all my spells and
I'm
troops
making fun of you.
Aren't maxed. So I'm throwing it at you. Are all your spells and all your troops maxed at Castle 25?
Well, but I will say this. Took a good 6 months maxing everything else. a level 25 meteor shower or what have you. Have weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it's like 4 weeks. It's stupid. That's what's
crazy.
upgrading on my thing right now. It's like, oh god. Oh, your new Titan next week. The new Void Titan. She buffs meteor spells. That's her thing. So she's basically a Anubis with meteor spells and grenadiers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that doesn't sound great.
Yeah, it sucks.
So
My spells upgraded or true.
don't or do?
I don't.
See, Val's with me. Takes a while. I mean, it takes like 3 to 5 weeks, depending on what level something is, to do one thing, and they only let you upgrade one at a time. You should be able to upgrade for as many builders as you
Listen,
have.
you're complaining to a person that has already gone through the process of upgrading.
Okay, so G Radcliffe says hello. Suzanne says hello.
I've went through it. You'll get through it. You'll be there.
Adrian says hello, D&D.
Hello.
Jupiter says, I always think about that level 25, very little to do with RSS.
And that's fine. I don't actually mind not that I don't have things to upgrade. I actually prefer it. I enjoy not having to upgrade anything. All I have to do is focus on Titans and Relics and VP. That's it. It's fantastic.
It is kind of nice to not have to upgrade buildings
Yep.
anymore.
I don't care if somebody hits my castle. It's not going to prevent me from doing my next upgrade.
All right, guys. So we have 31 people watching. We're almost at 2 hours, almost at the end of 2 hours, going into the third hour. We've got D and Derm. We are doing a very special stream tonight because we're on Derm's account. We've got Doom, Jim, Tox, Val, and Vintage on Discord. If you guys have any questions, post them in the chat.
Yeah, Jim, unmute. Say hi.
Maybe he fell asleep.
He might be asleep. He's drooling on his tablet.
Probably.
Well,
He was just raiding. I don't know.
when it started, so I went down it.
Yeah, he's been on Discord all day.
Yeah, he took off today just for the triple battle.
Just for
drops.
Discord.
And tomorrow.
Oh god. Jupiter says, I had a poison spell level up so long I forgot it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean 3 to 5 weeks depending on level.
Yeah, it's
It's
brutal,
crazy.
man.
It's really crazy.
The worst one is the meteor.
Yeah, crazy. Over a month. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's obscene.
That's insane.
Unless you spend those gems.
Well, that's how they get you because they want you to spend the gems. All right, we got 34 watching. Woohoo! That's high. So, Vintage, how far are you going in Conquest? Or are you just triple battle dropping?
I'm triple battled madness.
You going for a Skullnar?
Oh yeah, I guarantee you I'll get past level 8. No. I'm actually quite certain I'll finish. Because, according data, of course, already well in excess of 1,000 battle drops today.
Damn.
That's
I think I'm
insane.
gonna finish level 6 tonight. Probably get a chunk of 7 out.
Damn. Yeah, that's good. You might be hitting those bonus lands.
Last week I started moving my calendar around just for this. I told work, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be available Friday.
See, Jim's not the only one that takes off for 2 days.
Hey man, I've taken off for my job for Monday pushes. If we heard when I was in log and we're like,
You're
oh, it's gonna be a crazy war on Monday. I'm like, that's it. I'm calling in. Boom, call out on Monday and just smash VP for the entire day in castles. I have completely done that more than once.
Hopefully your job's not listening.
You gotta play hooky every now and then. I mean, come on.
Totally, man. You're into it. You know what you need. Just go for it. It's a good reason.
So, Suzanne said, question for Drum. Do you still have 4-star Titans that are not maxed, apart from Anubis?
Yeah. We can take a look at the Titan Hall. Let's go see what we got. I've saved some Titans that are not maxed that I think maybe will be in the Pantheon if ever they decide to update it, because they're really absolutely terrible about this thing. All right, so let's start at the beginning here. We got the Anubis, who's not maxed yet. We got an Artemis that's not maxed, but he will be. You see this Arven
He or she?
You see this Arven at 14? This Arven is never going to go past 14 because he's all archer buff, and actually the skills that he has combined with the relics that I put on him, because he does have 5 relic spots, give those archers 100% critical. So that Titan, in my eyes, is maxed, even though he's only 14. He does actually get greens because people don't expect it. What do we got? We got a...
How you doing, sir?
Hey, Jim. Doing good, man.
I was in the middle of a conquest battle.
Oh, understood.
We got a Dionysus at 44. He's going to eventually make it to 60. I don't know when, though. What else we got?
I do the same thing. The Titans I love attacking with, I got a copy from the event. I always intentionally, I don't max one. I freaking love attacking with Dionysus. I don't use Titans into it. I don't use Titan XP. I intentionally grind it because, I like playing with them.
See?
You see?
She
was saying the same thing to me this week, and I'm like, you suck.
Yeah, because he was making fun of me because I have a lot of Titans between level 50 and 60.
Yeah, she does not have a Zeus maxed on any account. And I'm like, what are you doing in this game if you haven't maxed that Titan yet?
They're close to max.
She's like, I like playing with him. I'm like, yeah, you like losing battles?
I don't ever lose with Zeus.
Okay, well. Yeah, so
I
anyway.
will say that. My Apex elite attackers, I do max, and I also max my defenders, of course. Like Dionysus, I have 3 of them. Leave one behind on purpose so I can play with them.
There you go. I had 3 Dionysus, but I threw one into an Anubis this past week just because I wanted to see what he could do with Void Troops, and apparently he can't do anything, and it was a waste of a perfectly good Dionysus, which had both offensive X skills. But anyway,
I hate you, Drum.
That was not smart.
Yeah, I burnt him. Whatever. We got a Lobu. He's at 14. I'm not going to fuse this guy yet because maybe he's going to show up in the Pantheon. We got Malcor. I don't know. He's just there.
I like Malcor.
If I have a better Titan to throw him into, I probably will. I got a Marok at 15. He's just a double. That'll probably get fused at some point in time, maybe even this next week. I got a second Minotaur. I haven't decided if this thing's going to be leveled or if it's going to be fused. I got this Matano, I think like the last event when he was available as a choice pull, and he's actually very good skill-wise, so he's going to get leveled, but there's no hurry. We got Pigsy sitting at level 1. I feel like at some point in time they're going to drop a pig Pantheon thing, so that's the only reason that guy's still here. We got Saphira. I feel like she might be in a Pantheon collection. That's why I held on to her. We got Stone Scar and Storm War, same exact thing for the pig collection, if they ever decide to make it. We got Tolan sitting there at 30. He's got great skills. He's just not really that great anymore. So, I haven't decided if he's going to get leveled or not. New Valkyrie. I'm going to level her just because. I don't think she's any good, but she'll at least hold down a land.
Well, she's better than your... Do you have another Valkyrie?
No, I don't have any.
You burned her?
We got Volstan at 30. He's not bad, but I'm pretty sure none of you guys have really seen Volstan doing anything out there. It doesn't even seem like players are maxing him. So I'm in no hurry to get that guy leveled, but he will eventually make it to 60. And that's it. Then we're down to the 3 stars and 2 stars, 1 stars, which I don't even mess with. Those are all fusion fuel. So I do have some non-60 Titans, but the majority of the Titan Hall is fully leveled Titans. But I don't wait for fusion events to level my things, man. A fusion event, I just burn them right away just to get levels up if I'm leveling something. And same thing for any class of troops. Like right now, I don't really have much to use for the fusion event on Monday, and I don't really care. It's fine. No big deal. I got plenty of junk.
So someone's asking, he got a 3-star warp token. Has anyone ever seen a 4-star warp token?
Yes.
Yes? You paid for them?
Yeah.
What? So they do exist.
Maybe it was like maybe it was like a 24K pull where it was guaranteed 4-star in there, and you got 9 other event relics. But whatever it was, yes, there are 4-star ones, and I have had them.
So Jupiter says, Drum, you and Gaming Jaeger make me laugh on live streams. I don't know why. Suzanne said, thank you, Drum. So you all have the 4-star Titans. I mean, all of the types.
Yeah, all the ones that I found useful, I've fused away. I mean, I've pretty much had every single Titan in the game except for that Morgar or something, that champion thing, which honestly, that should have been the Titan in this event, Conquest, because he's never been available in event. He's been around at least 3 times now as a temple pull every single time. Like, why would they not? He's a crap Titan, first of all. Why wouldn't they make him available at an event? I have absolutely no idea. But I felt like maybe he should have been the Conquest Titan, and then I probably would have grinded for him. But yeah, I've had every Titan in the game except for that thing, and I have leveled the ones that I've found useful.
Does that answer your question, Sue? Does anyone else have anything to add? I hear Doom. Pop.
Doom's out there getting in battle drops, man. Don't hate on him.
Tapping away.
He's tapping his way to victory.
Yeah, Dave. Leave me alone.
Okay. So we have 29 people watching.
Jeez.
What are you saying, Jim?
Dang.
I just finished level 8 with 8.
Wow, man, you're all in.
Yeah, he took 2 days off for this stuff.
There's nothing wrong with that. I heard they give me up.
Playing some hooky.
Hey.
You got the days, use them.
Oh, Jupiter said you remind him of Gaming Jaeger because you're funny. It's not a bad thing. It just puts him in a better mood.
Right on.
I would say you're just honest and straight up, right, with what you say.
Who knows?
It's
What,
funny.
you saying I'm not funny?
It's funny sometimes.
You're
the
funny.
way you phrase. You're funny. It's the way you phrase things.
That's funny.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Drum, I for one appreciate the bluntness.
Yeah, thank you. Just keeping it real, man. It's just how I feel. I'm not gonna hide my emotions for
Hey, I love it.
any portion of this game.
You
I
don't
don't get
sugarcoat anything.
just like you, man. We don't get no free account. We don't get nothing. We just throwing money at this freaking thing, trying to have fun. It's like, forget about it. I see plenty of faults, and I'm not afraid to share them.
My wife likes the bluntness too, because she never has to guess.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually the best part because he just tells me exactly what, I don't have to guess what he's thinking or try to think he's playing games. It's just this sucks or this is awesome or anything, right?
You see?
Bud, you see? So why don't you do a conquest battle?
Why?
I don't know. What plinth are you on?
I don't know. I don't care.
You don't care. But you said you're going to get the Titan.
I'm getting the battle drops. What's the problem?
No problem. So, Vintage, do you think you guys are going to stay in Legend League? Is that the goal?
Yeah, that's definitely want to.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to keep getting a little harder and a little harder each week.
Yep. We were going through the rewards just to show everybody what they looked like for the people that aren't in Legend League. And then we talked a little bit before about how much VP it took for rank 25. And I've been keeping track of it for the past 3 weeks. And last week we basically beat the amount of VP that you need to fight to stay in Legend League for Throne Wars. So we've exceeded that at this point.
Oh, yeah. Last week was right around 100 million, right?
No, last week was 125. The week before was
120.
the week before was 88. The week before that was 11.
11.
11 million to stay in Legend League.
Wild, right?
This week I am I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere around 140, 135 to 140.
So, I don't think that is the case.
You don't?
No, I think that it's going to plateau and then it will decrease.
Decrease a little?
Yeah. And defer.
Oh, I hope you're right.
I'm like missing a troop here. Where the heck are these things?
I hope you're right, because it's ridiculous.
So, what the hell is a troop
But
missing
you
here?
feared the Titan. He's running straight north of you.
Oh, is that what
There
it
he
was? Yeah, I feel like yeah, it's been going up, and I think we're gonna reach a point now where it's gonna start to settle, and then once it settles, you're also gonna start to have other teams that decide that they want to stay in Masters now. They're like, oh, forget about that extra XP.
Well, they might say it's too
yada,
hard.
yada.
I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. Lots of teams that are in Legend League, that have been in Legend League, got demoted. Like
Well,
Captain Jack.
Okay,
Action Figure.
Captain Action Figure wasn't a team that did anything. They were just chilling.
Right, but they were
and
in Legend
spamming league chat.
Yes. I'm just saying.
So, you're not going to stay in Legend League from posting league chat. That's not doing anything for you.
Okay, but I'm just saying the people that were up here are not anymore.
Captain Jack spent his entire week sending out invites instead of hitting VP. Okay. What do you think's going to happen to a team like that?
Well, they got demoted.
Exactly.
But it's definitely getting more fierce. I mean, for sure.
It's pretty much, you need all 50 people to be putting in at least 2 million now.
Yeah. The team has to play. There's no way around it.
Now, that probably is a big thing because event teams don't really focus on VP, they focus on events. And now the game is changing. They have to focus on both.
You can still be an event team. You just can't be an event team in Legend League on the first server, which potentially is the most active server in the game,
Right.
which it should be.
Yeah, it's definitely cool in our Alliance family. Folks that were classically on the main team that they say hey, I don't have the time or I just don't want to do it. The second team, and we've brought in some new folks. We've promoted some people up, etc. We're just we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, I think it's going to settle in, man. It's not going to just continue to go up because that's just ludicrous.
I hope. I mean, it could continue to go up.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to keep marching up to where, 2 weeks from now you got to have 200 million. Yeah. I don't think it escalates that much.
For demotion,
I
yeah,
would like
that's
to
just
see
insane.
both Legends servers full.
Yeah, but there's going to be a point where people decide that they're not going to push VP at all, and then you're still going to have the demotion zone being very inactive, and it's just going to take a couple weeks, and maybe it'll be sorted out next week, maybe not. Where people will say, "Oh, okay, bam, we made 25," and then there'll be like maybe one or two teams that'll fight to get past demotion. Everybody underneath that is just going to be total rest.
Right.
It's not going to be 50 teams
gonna be
going hard to
unbalanced.
try and stay on the server.
It's gonna be unbalanced.
I think what we'll have is we'll have this new group of teams that say, okay, here's what we're going to do. A win Masters League week, chill and build and get demoted, knowing they're going to get demoted the next week in Legends, and then win Masters again. They'll just bump back and forth. But then, every other week they're getting the Legends League.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, even the demotion in Legends League is higher than what you would get Divine Gem-wise in Masters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening.
So let me ask you this, Vintage. We were talking about this before, and I'd like to get your perspective. What do you think of Legend League versus where you were before, which I think was Masters, in terms of PP lands? Do you think there's more in Legends or less in Legends?
You asked about VP lands?
PP, ping pong lands. Is it easier to do an event in Legend League? Are there more ping pong lands, or is it about the same as Masters?
There's way more ping pong lands in Legends. Way more.
That's interesting. That's what I thought, but I didn't.
Here's
know
my
for sure.
theory, and I'm gonna attempt to not offend all your viewers.
Okay.
I've always had this theory about ping pong lands. The people that have lands are in their place in the game. As in, if I want 8 million food, I'll just go out and raid for it.
Right.
Fully defend all their resource lands. Maybe you can farm a little faster, but it seems like an insecurity thing. Oh, for all the people out there that defend their farms and their gold mines, you can be outraged at me now.
Well, I don't know that it's insecurity, but I think it's definitely activity level, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're super active and you're raiding, like you could definitely raid faster than you can farm. But I think these people are not active enough to farm the food or the gold.
That has to be what it is.
Right.
Because you can go out and do 40 battles and get 8 million food. It's not hard.
40 battles and 8 million food.
A little more than that, because you can get 180k food from a one land, food land raid.
Yeah, but those are probably hard to find, right?
What's that?
Are those hard to find?
Oh, in Legends, yes, because it is so active.
Yeah, I've
It's
never
rare that
seen
you
them
find-
higher than like one. What?
I used to see them all the time. You don't
Yeah,
really see that
180.
anymore.
I usually see like 130, 140. Honestly,
That's more typical.
if it's over 100,
But
I'm
like in
happy.
Masters League,
Yeah.
you could go out and find these totally jam-packed full islands and get 186 per raid.
That's insane.
And you could get cap bonuses. You could cap bonus an island and get 45,000 VP.
That's crazy.
It's just a different world.
So Veronica's asking, how are we finding the harder challenges in Legend League? Well, I think for sure it's not a mini league anymore. There were so many rest teams, including someone mentioned Fallen Gods are gone. boot camp, Fallen Gods, aka boot camp. There's a bunch of rest teams that had minis in it, or they were just resting. You can no longer have a rest team.
Yeah, it's not really a place for minis anymore.
Yeah, you can't even find minis. Like, we had to move our mini to Masters because there were no
Lands to hit.
there were no lands to hit, and we'd be hitting lands above us and losing like 3-4 troops per battle. It just wasn't worth it. Because you really need a full team of 50. And everyone, like Vintage said, everyone has to do about 2 million just to stay afloat.
Yeah, more than 2 million to be completely honest. Because you have a team of 50, everybody's doing 2 million. That's 100 million.
Right. Because last
VP, that's not enough to keep you out of demotion.
Rank 25 was 125 total.
Yeah.
So 2 million a person would only put you at 100 million.
Yeah. You know, granted, you got people on the team that do more than whatever your minimums are, but you always have people that do less as well. So, you know, if you want to balance the workload, 2 million VP is not going to cut it.
If you take 125, which was last week's total, and divide it by 50, it's 2.5 million right now.
Yeah. Let's say you have 40 people on your team. Now you're going to have to do more VP.
Yeah, so you would
and
need
so on. Not every team is full.
50 people doing 2.5 million just to stay in Legend League. We're not talking top 10. We're not talking top 20.
And that was last week.
That was last week.
So maybe it's the same this week. Maybe not. Well, what are we at?
I don't know. Why
Are
don't
you
show
even?
us?
Why don't you play the game
I
and
am
grind some
playing.
stuff? You're not doing
just
anything.
grinding.
You're
I
not
used all my warp
upgrading anything.
stones.
That's no, please. Warp stones. Who cares about those things?
Really?
Yeah, how many warp stones do I have? 126.
I
Guess
try to
what?
get-
I don't care.
I try to get under. Look, I have 4 portal stones. I try to get under 50 so that they'll keep accruing.
Why? It's who cares?
Okay.
Get the timer running.
So our team is at 115 and a half, and we're in rank 10 right now. Aventuras is right under us at 110 million. Rank 25 is currently at 86 million.
Yeah, so probably it's definitely going to be over 100 million for demotion, for sure.
You know, I'd be thrilled if it was less than last week because that means that we're starting to plateau.
Yeah, it doesn't. It just means that it's less. Any given week can be more.
So Veronica was asking, and I think I spoke about it already, how are minis working out? They're not.
Yeah.
You cannot have a mini in Legend League unless your whole team is going to carry you, and even then, I mean, I think you need a full team of 50 people pushing. Jupiter said, no wonder I didn't get an invite from Jack.
Yeah, he's in Masters.
Veronica said, yes, Jack is with us now. Suzanne said, to Drum, I'm just a little curious. Is there any defense that you find hard to knock down?
Yeah, man. Minotaurs are tough. But at the same point in time, I haven't really invested too much time in attacking them. They're the newest defense that's out there right now. And since they've been sort of a thing, I've been resting. I haven't really been my usual aggressive self. But next week that will be changing. And I'll probably spend Sunday attacking Minotaur bases, trying to find what is the best way to take these things down in a fast manner of time. Problem with Minotaur stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doom.
I was about to say, this week I did get some maxed out melee resist. That was brutal to go through. The whole entire time while I was ready, that timer, like, Lance an account for me already. So yeah, those Minotaurs, they're definitely an annoyance, but there are ways to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing with Spearmen, man, they're not really going to give you greens. I mean, maybe they'll give you a green, but it's not because it's a good defense. It's because it's a bad player that attacked you. And it's the thing that they give the most is time. So, you know, you just want to find the best time solution for taking down those castles.
Jupiter says, I hit a couple 180 resources here and there. Not often, but both of you have really good points. Aegean says, server 2 legends, 75 million, rank 17.
Yeah, so even server 2, it's very possible that it's going to be 100 mil to stay out of demotion. This kind of brings up another point. It really doesn't bring up the point, but I'll bring up the point. Is that the demotion of 50% of a server? I think that's terrible, and it's not like they have an unlimited amount of masters teams of teams promoting into legends that are just flooding this thing where we're creating new servers and whatnot, and they insist on demoting 50% of a server. So just to fill the first server, you need 5 Masters Leagues servers promoting 5 teams apiece that are going to stay on your first server, just so you can have 50 teams on your first server. That's not even talking about the second server. So, if you want to do both and you want 2 full rosters on your Legend Leagues, you're going to need at least 10 servers for Masters, which I don't believe they have. There's not that much going on there. So I forgot what the comment was.
I've always curious as to why they don't cut that number back to
you were saying
25 demotions. Why don't they just make it 15?
Yeah, even 10. Like, why are you demoting so much? Wouldn't you want to promote the majority of the player base onto a level playing field? Imagine if there was like 5 Legend Leagues and that's where everybody played. There would be so much more variety going on and different teams mixing it up week after week.
Yep.
I mean,
It'd be more fun.
They've kind of like ruined their game by segregating it so much with these leagues.
And the second server, I'm looking at it right now, only has 38 teams.
Yeah, so second server only has 38 teams, and guess what? They're demoting half of that. So they're demoting 25 off the first server,
so 19 are staying
and they're
on.
demoting 19 off the second server.
Yep.
And you don't have that many Masters Leagues in existence in the game to promote to fill these things up. So it's a lose-lose every week.
I don't know how many Masters, but I thought there were like 7 Masters.
Okay,
servers.
so 7. That's going to give you 35 teams every week. And guess what? Some of those teams are just immediately dropping down. And they're just throwing a shell in a legend for the week. It's a bad situation, man. 50% demotion is stupid. It shouldn't be that high.
I agree with you.
I mean, Masters League on server 2 was better last week than it is this week.
Legends League?
Yeah. How the heck is that possible? It's possible because they're demoting so many teams and the teams aren't promoting and staying. So it's like it's a wash. It's worse than a wash. A wash is like you're breaking even.
So Naughty Boy said, my mini is doing great in Legend League.
You're fired.
I wonder what level his mini is, though. It's probably not a mini. Anything over level 15 is, I would consider a second account. Right? Or over 18 is not a mini. Veronica said, where have all the minis gone? Probably Masters or lower. I don't know. Avian says, server 2, it's all Russian teams. Pretty fun and challenging. The land defenses are Dion, Artemis, Valorn, Minotaur, and Kronos. I find that as a Castle 21 player, I cannot beat any of the above max garrisons. And I can't talk. He says he agrees 50% of demotion is bull crap drama.
Yeah, as what you're doing is you're killing your Legend League because you don't have that much Masters teams to service Legend, to fill Legends week after week.
I could be wrong. Maybe there aren't 7 because the numbers don't match.
Yeah, even when you had Legend League second server, you had the first server with only like 25 teams that actually even played, and you had the second server with like 7 teams that played. They still demoted 50% of whatever it was. You got 18 teams on the second server. They're deleting 9 of those things the following week. Like, It's a bad
It's
situation.
not that way in other leagues, is it?
Yeah, I have no idea. I've been in Legends for a disgusting amount of
I don't
time
think
that I really don't
Champions-
know what's going on in the other leagues. But the amount that they demote doesn't equate to the amount that promotes.
Yeah, I don't think Champions demotes 50%.
And when you have a full server of 50 teams that are actually playing, the game feels good. It feels active. There's a lot going on.
Well, and you still
There's a
don't
lot
have-
of things to hit. When you end up on the second server and there's only 4 teams that are even playing the game, it's like it feels like the game's dead, and you start questioning like why you're even bothering spending money on this thing, because it's obviously going out of business, very soon.
Yeah, I never want to go to do again.
Right? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? I mean, now it's a little better because there's a little more incentive being Legends. But you go back 3 weeks or so before this update, you're on the second server. You're questioning like, why the hell am I even playing this game?
Remember
this thing is so dead.
Remember
There's
there were 4
nothing
full
going
teams,
on.
and
Yeah,
the rest were just shells.
yeah, 4 teams
4
on the
teams.
second server,
So-
and everything else was a shell that didn't play.
So
It's like,
theoretically,
what the hell am I
you could
doing?
be a shell and still stay in the promotion zone,
Yeah.
and the amount of BP you needed was ridiculous.
Well, I did go over to server 2 weeks before they changed season. And team liked a couple of Russian teams that were waiting in that server, and so it was 3 alliance, too big a getting the team the entire week.
Doom, talk a little slower because you're breaking up a little, and it would be easier to understand you if you talked a little slower.
No, I'm just saying, a couple weeks before they changed the reward in Legends League, the team that I was on went over to second server, and because it was so dead, there were only 4 active teams, and for these Russian alliance that didn't like us, entire week of getting pounded by those teams and 4 active teams. Not enjoyable.
Yeah, not enjoyable at all. You start to question why are you even playing this game?
I kind of wonder
It
why.
feels like it's dying,
The whole-
You want to throw $100 a week at a game that feels like it's not going to last much longer? I mean, that's the impression you get with the sort of policies that they had in place.
Yeah, I mean, our team got top 3, right? So we got 4-star, but at the expense of not having any targets, but 2 teams to hit. And then when they got to be doing the event, there were just no event lands because they didn't want us to do it. It was a bad week.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's at the you got a 4-star reward, but it was at the expense of fun. I mean, did you enjoy yourself that week? Was it good? Did you feel energized to log into the game?
Oh, no, not at all. I wanted to quit the game that week.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the main thing. We play this game for fun. It's an escape from our daily lives. We get to go in this virtual world and, hang out with, virtual friends and, attack, yada, yada, yada. And if you're not having fun, eventually you're going to stop playing. And, having a second server that's just total trash just makes you think like, man, this isn't fun. I don't want to do this. So it's not healthy for the game, and that all comes down to the demotion policies. When you're demoting as much as they demote weekly, it robs the servers of your most active player base.
Yeah, I mean, what has been much more active and changed but you could think it would be even more alive, both on and 2, if they not demote that many teams. It'd be, I mean, just what you said, it'd be fun and different teams to go attack, ping pong with, and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think they have too many leagues to begin with, and that's a problem. They should have less leagues, and they should have more players in each league. More players in each league means more servers. Imagine there's 3 or 4 Legend League servers. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? Now you got 3 or 4 top teams every single week, and those player bases are going to shift week after week. And it's like, oh, this week you're facing, Log for top spot. Next week you're facing Force for top spot. The week after that you're facing, Events R Us for the top spot. It's going to rotate like that because you have so many servers and you have so many teams that are all playing on the same league. It's not going to be the exact same thing. Like right now, you log into server 1. You know exactly who top 3 is before you even wake up on Monday morning. Maybe PB will be second, and One Vision will be third, and the next week maybe One Vision will be second, and PB will be third. But bottom line is, it's going to be those 3 teams, and that's it. There's no room for anything else. And, that's not exactly fun. That's not exactly rewarding, and that's not exactly inspiring.
Yeah, it's almost like they built the league up rather than saying, okay, we're starting at Legends, this is the flagship, downwards.
Yeah,
It just
exactly.
doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, but you can have a smaller player base. You can have a player base of 20,000 people that play this game, and if you have them compressed into Legends and Masters, it's going to feel like the game is alive and well for those players that are playing the game. But they got 5, 6? I don't even know how many leagues there are. They've spread the player base out so much that it's like, oh man. I mean, you got your top leagues in the game. Legends, you only got 2 servers, and those 2 servers aren't even full. It's like, what the heck is going on?
They demote so many. Like, why are there 7 master servers?
And it comes down part of the problem. I mean, I'm sure there's many problems, but the demotion policy of 50% of a server gets automatically demoted is bad news. You can never keep the servers full.
So Veronic says in Masters, 5 promote, 15 demote.
Okay, so you're demoting 15 in Masters. We're demoting 25 at most in Legends. I mean, if
per server.
Well, it depends. If you have 50 teams on a server, we're demoting 25. If you have 36 teams on a server, we're demoting, what is that? It's a math. 18? We're demoting 18. Whatever it is, 50% is getting demoted. Which it feels a little harsh. I mean, before they added these new rewards into Legend League, you would see teams at like rank 9 on the second server getting demoted. Like, how are you going to be rank 9 on the server and still be in the demotion zone? I mean, it's almost laughable.
The way it's set now, even if both servers were stuffed, that means you would have 10 full Masters Leagues.
Yeah, you'd have to, just in order to be even the next week. And they don't have 10 Masters Leagues.
Does anyone know how many there are?
On the 2 Legend League servers, bottom 15, then you have 6 Masters, and you just go from there.
Yeah, so even the it's not sustainable what they have going on now. There's not enough teams to feed Legends in order to keep it full. And that's counting on everybody that promotes wanting to stay in Legends. And you still have teams that drop down. Look at War Gods, man. I haven't seen them take a run at Legends since they made these changes. That team is obviously still jumping. We got a War Gods team on our alliance. It's called War Gods Rest.
There's a ton of War Gods
because
teams.
The main players are still jumping down to Masters and bullying for that 4-star.
Veronic said it should be bottom 25 demote in Legends. They messed up by doing it 50%.
Well, no, that's what it is, man. It's 50 teams to a server if the server's full. So bottom 25 demote, which is fine. If you had 15 Masters Leagues teams feeding Legends every week, then yeah, a higher demotion rate would make total sense. But if you don't have at least 10 master servers, which I believe they do not, then you're not even going to break even week after week.
No, and that's
You're
probably-
always going to be demoting more than you're promoting. And that's going to end up with the same situation where you had server 1, which is what it is, what you'd have about, 20 teams that actually played and then 30 teams that did absolutely nothing. Most of them were shells. And then the second server, you have 4 teams, maybe 5 that actually played, and you had whatever the remaining amount of teams on there just in complete rest mode.
I'm formulating a video in my mind as we have this conversation because it makes too much sense through this thing.
Yeah, man, if you could put a video out that would even,
Yeah.
Get this sort of information to the devs, because perhaps they've never really looked at it, but as a player that's,
This is a big problem.
been playing the game and been in Legends for the better part of my
Life.
time here in game, seeing this happen, it has always seemed like a big cause for concern. And unhealthy servers, it's a turnoff from the game. It doesn't make you feel like you want to spend money and attack and go crazy and really enjoy yourself. It's like, oh, this game's dying. Let me try and find a new game. That's the feeling you get from it.
I've been on dead servers before. It's not fun.
Yeah, you're just like, what am I doing?
So Veronica said, I thought Legends second server did not get to 50. It doesn't.
But it doesn't get to 50. It has gotten to 50, but it always demotes 50%. So if it gets to 40, we're demoting 20. If it gets to 30, we're demoting 15. So whatever the number is, 50% of that is demoted.
So
that's the policy in Legends. 50% gets demoted.
Before they increased the rewards, it used to be around 12 to 15 teams in the second server, and there were maybe 4 full teams, 5 max, and the rest were shells. So there weren't even enough teams to hit.
Yeah. After rank 4, it was
Yeah.
pretty much inactive.
You could be an inactive shell and still get, a top 5.
You'd see rank 5 teams with 300,000 VP.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
We're talking minis that are barely playing. That's the activity that was taking place on the second server for rank 4.
Yeah, Drum, I appreciate you having me on. I gotta bounce.
Oh yeah, no problem, man.
Thank you, Vintage.
We're gonna be wrapping up soon anyway.
Yeah,
it's
we're
getting late
almost
here.
done. I'm exhausted.
All right, have a great weekend, guys.
Hey, man, you
Good
too.
night.
Cheers.
All right, so we have been streaming for over 2 hours. I think we're almost at 3. We've still got Doom. We had, I think, Vintage, Jim. Who else did we have on Discord? Val. Tox. I think that was it. Veronica's very chatty. Reduce it to 5 master servers, 4 promote from each, and 10 demote from each legend server.
Yeah, man. You know what? It's an idea. It's a good idea, and it's better than what they have going on right now. That's for sure.
All right.
It definitely has to be some sort of thought process taking place there.
We're down to 26 watching. We've got 2 more battles, and then we're gonna call it a night.
We got 3 more battles, and then I'm
3
out of
more
stones.
battles, and then he's gonna call it a night. If anybody has any last questions, feel free to post them in the chat. Doom, do you have anything that you want to add? Thank you for staying the whole time.
No, I don't really have any add. I just like having both of you guys on at the same time.
Oh man.
I just like how in the stream it'll typically go like your typical questions, or you think of the event are talking like the typical live stream stuff, right? But then like the second half, like kind of boils down to more like in depth, well thought conversations about the situation of the game, how it could be better and improved, and things of that extent. Basically, what we've been talking about for the last 45 minutes. I like it when the live stream GFD turns into makes it pleasant, and definitely makes everybody, kind of start thinking differently. Because we can get so sucked in and bottlenecked into just the daily grind and daily push. Right? It's nice to be able to share these different. Hopefully, those thoughts can be, the developed in, because they don't know these things, right?
We hope.
You hope they do, but where do we really put them? Like,
saying in terms of these challenges, like we're just talking about, right? Like, they design the games, they design events, they, do our Titans, and they come up with bugs that, glitches that we're reporting and monitoring like that, but other stuff they don't really know or even realize. It's good, like, that's bring to their awareness, and they get to hear it or review it.
Yeah, man. Take a look at it. Realize that people are saying, "Oh, this is probably a problem." Maybe they don't play the game, so if when we raise these issues, it's like almost they're seeing them for the first time. Like, what? This is an issue?
I always wish
we
there
had
was
no idea.
There was like a suggestion box or somewhere where we could post these types of things, because the only other place to put them is in the live streams, and they skip over stuff, and I don't think they read everything.
Yeah, well, chances are they're not going to see what we talked about here.
Yeah,
either,
well,
so.
unless somebody does a video about it. Which could be nice.
I mean, just don't realize, like, live stream a couple of years ago at the latest update, I made a comment, why can't we see the troop stats on a Titan that we have? So, like, you either defend them on a land or go attack with them to get, element resist or the attack boost and whatnot. And, they were kind of looking at each other all confused, like, what's this guy talking about?
Yeah.
So
what game is he playing?
There is some of that stuff they just realize.
Or how about you can't see what defense is on a land that you're defending until after you've defended it?
Yeah, exactly.
With the wide range of troops that can come on a land right now, like, I might change a certain Titan. If I see a Titan that's, Panthers and Grenadiers, maybe I'm thinking Mamish is the Titan I want to put on that landed defense to maximize the troops that are on there. If I'm seeing Goliaths and, whatever, some other thing, maybe I want to do something that's going to buff that. But you don't get to see until after you've already defended, and then, like, at that point in time, I'm not going back in and changing. It is what it is.
All right, last battle. We've got 25 watching. Veronica's the only one posting in the chat. He says, "Thank you for streaming, and thank you, Doom, for tapping." He said no one else is talking or chatting. They play, but not in Legends or Masters. So maybe the devs don't play. I honestly don't think that they are aware of these things, and I really wish that there was a better way for us to suggest it or show them other than the live stream, because they pick and choose what they want to read, and I don't think they go through it all.
Anyway,
thank you guys all for watching. We're really happy that everyone tuned in on Friday night instead of Saturday night. 24 watching now. Thank you to everybody that joined on Discord, including Doom, who's still here. Thank you to Drum for using his account this time so that I could read chat. And, I can't even say that name. Raghavendra Kumar says, "Thank you for a good stream." Thank you for joining. Thanks again, everybody. We'll wait for Drum to finish his battle.
That's it.
Well, we have to wait for it to appear.
Oh.
Is that a whole battle behind?
I don't know.
Looks like we're a whole battle behind. It's like a good 20 seconds, right? Behind? How long are your battles? 10 seconds?
I have no idea.
Are you still battling?
Oh, I just started another one.
No, you need to stop so we can end the stream.
Yeah, just stream whenever you want to.
All right, guys. Thank you again. We appreciate everybody for joining in. We usually stream once a week. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the comments. Thanks again to everybody who joined on Discord, Doom, Vintage, Jim, Help me out here. Val, Tox. Is that it? Okay. Thanks again, guys. Have a good night, and see you all on the battlefield.
Later.
All right, you need to close this. You have to close it.
Come on, do this battle.
Oh, we're not done yet because Drum refuses to close.
And I gotta finish the battle. I already started the battle. I'm not gonna close it.
Well, I told you to stop playing.
Come on now. It's your battlegrounds, baby. All right, do what you think.
That was a good stream, guys.
We're not off yet. I don't know how to get to your.
Oh my God. You will learn how to work this phone.
Yeah, well done and good job
Can
at
you please
posting
end the
it.
stream?
Yeah, I don't
Hold
know.
on, guys. Drum doesn't know how to end the stream.
I don't even know what we're on.
Open the thing that.
Really? You're giving out people's emails now?
You know when you swipe up and it lets you stop
What, how about
screen
we...
recording?
Shh, you're live. Don't get
Okay.
nasty.